All righty, we're going live. We're going live. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to Monday, May the apparently it's May the 4th. Is that true? Yeah, May the 4th. Welcome to May the 4th, everybody. Nice to have you here and joining me live tonight on TWB. I hope you had a good weekend and got some decent weather. Hope you're staying healthy out there. I'm doing the best I can with Jennifer here in Creston. I'm trying to find my show right now on my phone. There it is. We're live. There it is. Fantastic. The show is on and it is streaming, and I'm a happy guy. Absolutely wonderful. I see folks coming into the show. Welcome you guys to my channel today. TWB is on the air worldwide. The sun never sets on TWB. Viewers watching this channel from just everywhere. Nice to have you here. I hate to be such a Debbie Downer, about cruising lately. I've had to talk about how I think there may not be any cruises until 2022. Cheers, by the way, from TWB here. My caffeine-free Diet Cola, whatever your choice of beverage is. Make it a good one. But yeah, I'm praying that I'm wrong. I really am. I have a group cruise going this December. That's what I'm hoping for on Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas. I got another group cruise that I'm hoping will be going Odyssey of the Seas, February 2021. I don't want to wait until 2022 to be back on a cruise ship. I want to be on a cruise ship right now. But I am seeing things that I am getting really bad vibes, and I want them to go away. Can you make them go away? We kind of nice. Hi, Carol Fassett, by the way, welcome. Liam is here. Andrew, Nikki, Adam, Ryan, Kirk Brunson, one of my sponsor members, is here. Donnell is here. Hey, Donnell from Ireland. How you doing, pal? Masters Game is here. Jonathan Jones, Carolyn Clifford, who else? Scott Weber, Nick, JRS is here. Tim Bowman is here. Sylvan Forrest, Kazim is here. David is here. We have a Facebook user here. Bruce, hi, Brucey baby. Kazim, Cynthia Barry, Cindy is here. By the way, my Facebook members who are watching on Facebook, welcome all of you guys. We're simulcasting on YouTube and Facebook. If you're saying hi to me from Facebook, you can't, I don't know who you are unless you give me your name. You got to tell me who you are. So if you say hi to me, please tell me who are you. Let me know where you are. What's your high temperature out there, you guys? How is it going? Pamela Anderson is here. Eric, Epic Gamer is here. Gladys Lee, Jeffrey Weir. Oh my gosh, they're flying in here from all over the place. I'm trying to keep up with you, but early in the show is the only chance I have to try to say hi to everybody as much as I can. Who else have I got here? Nick B, JRS, as I said, Tim Bowman, Cruise Addicts. Hey guys, Sylvan Forrest, welcome, sir. David Spandoni, there we go. Continuing through that, Epic Gamer, like I said, Cuz Cruisers is here. How you doing? Linda Moeller, In Tall Pines is here. Who else have I got here? Leonard is here. Wes Morrison, buddy, 154 for gas in Texas. How you doing, man? Another sponsor member is in the house. Sean Patrick Donnelly, bite your tongue, Bruce. Oh my gosh. Ray and Sue's Travel Channel. How you guys doing? Peter Heckema, hi Bruce and everyone. Beach, they've opened here today. They've been closed for about a month here. A lot of police patrolling the beaches on ATVs, trying to make sure people are social distancing. We'll see how that works. Matthew, is it Piesner? Welcome, Matthew. Diane Brown, Fred Brown, Anna Smith, Donnell from Ireland, buddy. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Charlene Michaels is here. Wanda, Jonathan Good. I'm trying to say hi to people I haven't seen yet. Valerie is here. Michael McKean, Rafael Chidex, I think it is. Babs from Tucson. Hi, Babs from Tucson. How you doing? Trina Snow, and then who's that? Hubert. Welcome, Hubert. Thank you for the super chat. Bruce, keep it real. Love your stream and Facebook group. Thank you, Herbert Doherty. Welcome and thank you for your donation. Let's see here. Facebook user first. I pushed my book cruises for December and April. Might just cash it out. Jeffrey Weir saying hi. Charlene saying hello. Gladys Lee, Steve Smith, Brenda, Lori, Eddie, Who else have I got here? I'm trying to not miss you guys, but my little cursor here is very jittery today, and I sometimes skip 30 messages in a shot. Latice Harris or Latrice, Lori, Susan R, Gas 209 at Exxon, Robert Mayhew, Ken Williams, Norman Townsend, Carol Nichols, Kent Farndale, welcome Kent. C Martinez, just had 3 of my cruises canceled today on Carnival. AFCSBZT, Don from Lexington. Don, how you doing, buddy? Paul Griesmer from Ohio. Rochelle Chiddix is here. Tina Walker. Tony Williams is here. Rain Suit Channels, like I said. Who else have I got here? Hang on. I just skipped over a bunch. Here we go. Toxic Remedy. May the 4th be with you. Thank you. Tina M is here. Romel, I can't pronounce the last name. Welcome, Romel White. Tony is here. Eddie Panero and Gail Young. Eddie is one of my sponsor members. How you doing, buddy? Welcome, pal. The Down Under Cruisers are here. Welcome, you guys from Australia. JC is in the house from New Jersey. Dakota Faith is here from Australia, tuning in. Where do you think cruises will come back in the U.S. and Australia? I'll get to that. Rayvon is here. Rayvon, aren't you awesome? Sending me 5 British pounds. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing fine. I'm in the UK, missing my work. I hear you, buddy. I hope you're back on the cruise ship real soon. You keep us posted on this. Thank you so much for being here today and the contribution. Tony is here. Sylvan, Marielle, Levesque is here from Montreal. I have another Facebook user giving me thumbs up. Steaming Bean is in the house from Northern Saskatchewan. How you doing, pal? Nice to see you. Brittany Lockwood is here. Joy Newkirk is here. Romel again. Who else have I got here? Cindy Whitehair, Michelle Forbes, Carl Olson, Lisa Beck, Andrea Martinez, and Facebook user Houston. Carl Jackson from Houston is here, and Jennifer from Alberta, Canada, another Facebook user. Hi, you guys. Welcome, all of you. There are 231 of you now hanging around here. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for being here today with me today. Vladimir just came in. Wallace is here. Nice to have you in the house. Okay, well, let me get to my news of the day regarding what's happening in the cruise world. And please, if you have any comments, let me know. I'll do the best I can to get to them. Irene Benjamin is here. Thank you. And she's talking about the fact that there might not be cruising for a little while. You're right. I think you're right. Rick and Becky Hummel are here on Facebook. Tom O'Connell as well. Thank you for being here, Tom. And let's see. I may have missed a few here, so forgive me, folks, if I miss your messages. It's just I can't lock the screen too easily. Ian MacArthur, Gail Young, Ovi, Norman Townsend, Gail Young, Joey, Darlene is here. Welcome, Darlene. Gail Young, Lisa Beck, good to see you. Andre Martinez, and I'm gonna miss people. I know it. Okay. Thank you for all of you for supporting my channel, joining me. Thank you for joining me on Facebook, by the way. Those of you who don't know, I have a Facebook group page called Traveling with Bruce, spelled with 2 L's. And by all means, you're welcome to join me there. I'll let you in. I'm the administrator of that page. A lot of us who are here hang out there between live shows. Also have an Instagram page for Traveling with Bruce. My wife, Jennifer, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife, Jennifer, handles that page. And we're over 830 followers on that one. We're going to hit 1,000 this month. It's incredible. My 32-year-old daughter is blown away. She's a copywriter. She does Instagram for a living for companies. And Dad and Mom are in their living room, little old Creston. Dad has this cute little cruising YouTube channel, and Mommy is running the Instagram page, and it's going to hit 1,000 followers. How do they do that? Only young people do that. Thank you for joining Facebook and Instagram. I want to drive her crazy. Thank you for being here. Now, news of the day. I did a video earlier today, which was a part 2. I call it part 2 of another video I did a few days ago. But to be honest, this morning when I was plotting my strategy for my video today, I really wasn't thinking about a part 2, but I called it that. I did a video back on, I think it was Friday, talking about how there may not be any cruising until 2022. And the poop hit the fan on that one. I launched that video, and within 1 hour, I would normally get maybe 1,000 views in the first hour or so, 1,500 views. That video hit 3,000 views in the first hour. It hit 10,000 views in the first 2.5 hours. It's over 60,000 views now, still running away, and people are upset. And why not? Why wouldn't you be upset if a guy like me who loves cruising says we might not be cruising till 2022? Wouldn't you be upset if you're a cruise addict like I am? Yeah, of course. But there are a lot of people who agreed with me. They said, you kind of do make sense on some of the stuff you're talking about. But boy, I don't know if that's truly going to happen. I can't guarantee it's going to happen. I can't guarantee it isn't going to happen. But I'm going to give you the reasons why it could happen. Well, today, I made a second video with more news that's been coming out in the last 24 hours. And it's not stopping me from thinking we could be in for quite a delay here. You can forget about all the excitement that was talked about today. I'm not. It's not my fault. I'll say this much. Thank you, Evan's family, by the way. It's not my fault that cruise lines are not sailing. I didn't make this happen. And it's also not my fault what other people do out there in the wide world, the world of media. But there were media outlets today that reported on the news announcement that Carnival made today. And they read the headline from Carnival, and they took it as good news. And they broadcast to their viewers around the world, whatever media they were. And I'm talking about television media, news stations, some vlogs, internet sites, and what have you. They announced what Carnival wanted them to announce. And what Carnival wanted the world to know and talk about today was that Carnival is going to start cruising on August the 1st. That's what Carnival wants everyone to talk about today. Well, congratulations, Carnival. I hope it works out for you. But what they didn't say, what a lot of the media outlets out there didn't talk about, they conveniently skipped over it, or they didn't bother reading the entire press release, was that only 8 Carnival ships. That's what's that? 5 and 3 is 8 out of what, 29 or something like that? Carnival has 29 ships. 8 might start sailing August the 1st, because that's the big word, might, and 8. Not all. And it's only out of Galveston, Miami, and Port Canaveral, which means that these are just Caribbean cruises, or combination Caribbean-Mexico type cruises. So what they didn't say, what wasn't reported by a lot of the media outlets, they just didn't bother going this deep into the announcement, because remember, a lot of media outlets believe that you folks out there, the folks who watch me live, and you tend to follow people like myself and others, they all think that you only have an 8-second attention span, and then you'll go somewhere else. And in 8 seconds, all they had was time to tell you that Carnival thinks they might be cruising August the 1st. And so I got all kinds of hate mail today. And spirited comments on my videos today, and my private email, spirited comments about the fact that, Bruce, you don't know what you're talking about. Carnival's going to start cruising on August the 1st. You don't know nothing. That took 8 seconds to type out and send to me. Well, thank you for the kind messages and the heads up. But folks, what you missed was they suspended all cruising until the end of July, and they've also suspended some cruising until September on a bunch of their ships, and some even into October. Because if you go all the way down into that press release, which there was one with several paragraphs of information, they fessed up to the fact that, the CDC has put a 100-day moratorium on cruising, and they did that a month ago. And we played tough guy and said that we'd be cruising in June. And then we said we'd be cruising in July. And, well, now we're going to cruise in August, maybe, with 8 ships, but not all 29. Is it back? No, it's not back. That's not back. And who said that Carnival's going to cruise? So who gave permission to Carnival to start cruising August 1? I'll tell you who. Nobody. Nobody gave Carnival any permission to do anything August 1. They don't have airlines flying passengers to Miami and Orlando and Houston for their cruise ships for August 1. They certainly don't have planes coming from overseas. There are no planes coming from the United Kingdom or Frankfurt or Paris or Amsterdam. There are no airplanes coming from Canada. I can tell you that. There's none of that sort of stuff. The only way that people are going to take a cruise on August the 1st on any of these 8 Carnival ships is if they drive to the port with their car, or they hitchhike and get a ride there. There's no other way to do that. I don't think it's going to happen. I hate to be such a downer, but I'm trying to be realistic. My dear friends in YouTube land who watch me, and on Facebook who watch me and tolerate me and my rants, we haven't finished phase 1 of this virus yet. Not even the beginning of phase. We're still into this thing. You might think that where you are, there's no problem here. There's no issue whatsoever. My state where I live, or my province that I live in Canada, or the country I live in Europe, we're starting to lift restrictions. We're over it. It's over. We won. There's a whole bunch of a whole bunch of AR-15 toting gun owners in certain states in the United States who are walking around right now going, yeah, baby, I beat the virus with my big old gun. Didn't happen. I got bad news for you folks. This virus is hasn't even near topped out yet. I hate to say, this virus is nasty, and it has no mercy, whether you're from Canada, Germany, you're 15, 60, 90, whether you're healthy as a horse, sick as a dog, whether you vote one way or believe in this or go to there or do that, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a YouTube creator or a YouTube watcher of a creator. This virus is an equal opportunity killer for anyone dumb enough to get in its way. And it's looking for eager, willing hosts to invade and just kind of hang around a while and do nothing. Make you feel like you're fine. There's no issues here. And then it just springs up in minutes, hours, and you go from feeling fine to not feeling too good to feeling sick as can be, or worse. It all depends on your physical condition, age, and everything else. This virus is an equal opportunity nasty bugger, and it's not picking on Asian people. It doesn't pick on South Americans. It doesn't pick on Africans. It just gets whoever it can get to the easiest, and it loves crowds. It loves it when people get together and hang out, having a good old time, and are active and really partying it up, because the particles just get spread by all of us in our own way, and the unsuspecting catch this thing, and this baby embeds itself and multiplies ferociously, and it is a nasty killer. And we're not anywhere near phase 1 yet, and they're talking about phase 2. They're talking about the next wave, the second wave. We haven't finished the first wave, folks. I am sorry. This is yet to come. The reason we haven't finished with the first wave is simple. It's really simple. We didn't shut down properly. We didn't shut down completely. We shut down mostly. We shut down kind of, but we didn't shut down. And certain societies just are not interested in paying that kind of price. They just don't want to play that game. Now, okay, I get it that in China, they did a serious shutdown, and we heard the horror stories. But that was after the breakout, and they had no idea what they were dealing with, how bad it would get, but they were determined to do whatever they had to do to shut it down. And they were in a position to, let's say, upwards of militarily making it happen, and scaring the population into adhering to the rules. And believe them or not, they've come a long way. But we are hearing stories of a resurgence in certain areas of that country, and I don't know how bad it's going to get. Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Vietnam, you know the story. I've been talking about it for months now. Asia is where it all started, and it emanated from there. Why did Iran have so many thousands of people come down with this virus? Well, the only country that Iranians could freely fly to on a business basis was China. They could fly in and out of China all they wanted, including Wuhan. And the Iranians who needed to buy medicines and other goods and services could go to China, pick it up there, and have it shipped back to Iran, despite all the lockdowns and economic embargoes placed on Iran by the Western world. China kept doing business with Iran, and the Iranians caught the virus in a big way. They didn't want to admit it. They kept it quiet for as long as they could. But once we saw satellite imagery of coffins being lined up one after the other, it was pretty obvious. You just put two and two together and go, yeah, those tips that we're getting, those underground tips we're getting about problems in Iran are being verified by satellite imagery up there. Yeah, they caught the virus. Then who caught it? Italy, of all countries. Italy? What did the Italians ever do to deserve something like this? And the Germans and the French and the Spaniards and Europe in general. And of course, what is the governor Mario Cuomo talking about with respect to New York State? Why does New York and the Northeast USA have this problem with the virus? Airplane rides between Europe and New York, JFK, Boston, Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, Washington, back and forth to back, LA, wherever there's an airport and people are coming from far off lands. Goodness gracious, good golly, Miss Molly, look at what happened. So it just kept coming and coming and coming. And as the governor says, tomorrow's outbreak, today's outbreak in Europe is tomorrow's outbreak in New York. And he's absolutely right. Have all the flights been shut down? Every single last one of them? No. Most have, yes. Have airlines been shut down completely in the United States? Nope. Canada? Nope. No, there are still flights, and the virus still spreads. Maybe not as quickly and as with many people. I'll grant you that, but it's still spreading. And the United States now found out on media today that the current administration has admitted that it is likely by June, which is next month, folks, 3,000 people a day will die in the United States starting in June. And right now it's 2,000 people a day. Did you know that? It's 2,000 people a day. It's going to 3,000. That means it's spreading. It's still growing. We're not through first phase. I don't care what your governor says wherever you live. I don't care what your premier says wherever you live in Canada. I don't care what your prime minister or chancellor or president or whatever says in any country around the world, wherever you are, Europe, in Africa, your local dictator. I don't care what they say. It doesn't matter. The virus doesn't care either. It doesn't listen to these people. It is actually looking for them. This virus has not finished doing what it wants to do. And we have not yet shut it down to stop it from doing what it wants to do. We're still giving it the opportunity to spread amongst us because all of us, and I am like you, I go out about once a week to go grocery shopping, and I could theoretically expose myself to the virus. And I could bring it here and give it to Jennifer. She doesn't know I have it. I don't know I have it if I have it. And we could get ill here in little old Creston, British Columbia. Thankfully, we haven't, and let's hope it stays that way. But folks, wherever you are, whatever you do, whoever you see, whoever you love the most, and whomever you wish to see the heart, the worst, those individuals could well be the one to give you the virus. You don't know. And you could be giving it to them. They could be giving it to you, and then on and on. It's still out there. So cruising, the CDC is not going to allow Carnival to start up on August the 1st unless they can provide a couple of details, like a couple of assurances. Like, for example, let's say you've got 1,000 people on board the ship as crew, and you have 2,500 people on board as customers, 3,500 people. You leave Miami for a week. You go to Nassau. You go to St. Kitts. You go to, you go to a private island. And then you come back after a week to Miami. Can you tell us for sure that no one of the 3,500 people, no one has the virus. How do you know that? Because didn't you folks get off the ship in these 3 different locations? Didn't you intermingle with people in those places? Didn't people from Europe fly into those places and holiday, and then you intermingled with them somehow? You could have intermingled with people from Germany, from France, from Italy, from Africa, from who knows from where. Can you tell us that when 3,500 people return to Miami in a week, no one has the virus? You can't tell me that. You can't tell me anyone's got a vaccine for it, because there won't be a vaccine by August the 1st. So there's no miracle drug to stop this thing. How on God's green earth can you assure the American public that 3,500 people, 2,500 of which will now get off the ship and will go about the United States and wherever they've come from, that they won't start infecting people because somebody caught it from here? And the 1,000 crew members, who's to say that 15 of them, 30 of them, 80 of them, 150 of them, we don't know, have the virus? They don't know they have it. They just got it. And now 2,500 more people get on for the next week's cruise. And here we go. Here's the next batch. You tell the CDC, you prove to the CDC that you've solved this problem. I don't care if you wear a mask in the terminal. I don't care if you wear a mask when you're in the buffet line. It doesn't matter. This isn't gonna save you. It's not gonna save you. I just don't see how the cruise lines are going to convince the CDC otherwise. I just don't see, unless the CDC is all of a sudden going to stop being the CDC. I don't know. But I don't think so. But their job is to keep Americans safe. I don't see how Canada's going to allow cruise ships in starting July 1 right now. I don't think Canada's going to undo that blockage. I think Canada will extend it, because right now Canada's going, wait a minute, in June, you guys are going to have 3,000 fatalities a day. And so on June 30th, you've got 3,000 fatalities. And July 1st, we're supposed to open up our ports to American cruisers? Really? I don't think so. There won't be any flights between Canada and the U.S. There won't be an open border between Canada and the U.S. on July 1. That'll be extended again. I can't see how the UK will allow flights into the United States with UK nationals. I can't see Germans allowing Germans into the UK, let alone into the United States or into Canada. I can't see Canadians being allowed to go to Europe July 1. I just don't. Now, today I heard and saw an article, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary for the administration, he was trying to do a quotation. He was trying to kind of get the message out that the administration would like Americans to consider seeing America this year. Your holiday this summer, go see America. Travel America. America is the place to be. What he mentioned, though, was that he didn't expect any international travelers to arrive in the United States or depart the United States until 2021. No international flights in or out of the United States until 2021. That's another 7 months from now. This is the 5th month of the year. This would be December, and it's not happening January the 1st. It beyond then. There'll be no international flights coming and going into the United States. How can cruise lines start up? How can they possibly load up hundreds of thousands of passengers a week onto their ships? Can't be done. Americans can't fly to the ships in Europe. Europeans can't fly to the ships in the U.S. The Caribbean countries they're not going to open up. The Cayman Islands won't open up their airport. There's just no darn way. The Bahamas won't do it. The Grenada won't do it. St. Kitts won't do it. None of them. There'll be no international flying, which means all those fully paid, all-inclusive resorts, they're not going to be handling North American tourists this year. I don't think so. This is 2020. All of 2020 is shot. Now we're into 2021. And I don't see a vaccine coming at the earliest another year to a year and a half. And I think that would be a miracle. I really do. I sure hope it happens. I know there are teams of medical experts around the world working on this 24/7. They really are. But the so-called blind tests that they have to do, the so-called, how they give one patient a placebo and they give another person the actual virus, then they compare the two to see if there's any difference. Those take months, each of them. And there's various rounds. I think there's 3 rounds of this stuff. It takes over a year just to do that. But you have to have the vaccine, the actual working vaccine, to make it through all the tests. There might be 50 versions of the vaccine coming out. Which one is the good one? Which one isn't? Are any of them any good, or more than one? There may not be a perfect vaccine for years. We just don't know. So we're talking social distancing problems for quite some time. The only hope we have is that we all get the virus over the next 3 years. We all get it. And 98% of us survive and 2% of us don't, or 4% don't. I don't know what the number is. Right now it's terrible, the number of casualties. And we have a herd recovery. But I'm now hearing stories about people getting it a second time. People have had the virus, they've gotten through it, and they got it again. What's that all about? Too many questions, not enough answers. So we're talking about the possibility of this going a lot longer than we want to even think about, and I really worry about this, folks. I don't know what to say. I cannot give anyone an assurance that we're going to be cruising in any short order. I just can't. I do want to say this though. I want to say thank you to Mr. Zay Vlogs. Thank you very much. Hopefully we can go on my cruise in November. I don't like your odds, but we can all hope. But thank you for your contribution to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you all of you out there who are giving me thumbs ups today. I appreciate it. Could sure use that. It really helps. Let's see here. We've got comments like crazy. Donna saying we cruised on a group cruise last year and they ended up having to cancel sales and events. We found out that the crew was sick. This same line dumped off positive passengers to Australia. How about that? It's unbelievable, the comments coming out and the words coming out. I heard yesterday 10,000 new cases, 10,000 in Russia, 5,000 just in Moscow. There's no control there. That is out of control. They have no plan. They do not have a plan, and it's running rampant there, which means it's going to be around a long time. I really worry about all this. Flaps Down Aviation is saying, well, Canadians will get the world to themselves without Americans. I don't know about that. We're not going to be able to leave our country. MB, American has flights every day to London, and they shouldn't. Really? Should they really? I really don't think that's a good idea. Donna is saying that JRS, yes, I have accepted that cruising for 2020 won't happen, but 4 cruises we have booked for 2021. I don't think our January, February cruises will happen April, May. Maybe iffy. And this is it. I've got a cruise booked for, like I said, next February, group cruise. I don't know if it's going to happen. We're going to have to see what really happens here. Scott Weber, in my community, we closed out all public spaces and trails to keep tourists from congregating. Here in British Columbia, where I live, I'm surrounded by campgrounds for RVs and campers. This interior area of British Columbia is a haven for people who love to camp. They come up from the U.S., they come out from they come out from the coast, and they come over from the prairies in Canada into the interior of British Columbia. Very mild and beautiful, scenic, gorgeous weather, scenic surroundings, peaceful, safe, wonderful. We're begging people not to come. We're begging. The locals here are begging the politicians in Victoria, British Columbia, the capital of this province, to make laws to make it illegal for license plates from out of this province to come in here. So no campers allowed. Please do not come here to camp, is what they're saying. It's the lifeblood of a lot of people's jobs. Like Alaska, there are a lot of Alaskans who are employed tending to RVers who drive up through British Columbia all the way up, or they take the ferry all the way to Alaska, and they work their way all the way to Anchorage. There are a lot of folks in Alaska worried that the outsiders are coming with that virus. It's scary stuff. Yeah, not good. I don't know what to think. I did read or make an announcement today on my announcement, that video I made today. Norwegian found another $905 million of liquidity for its bank account. They've refinanced a couple of their ships. I believe it was the Epic, the Jewel, and the Pride of America. That's the ship they have in Hawaii for just Hawaii cruises. Those ships have been refinanced for an additional 2 years extended, and the cruise line won't have to make $40 million a month in payments on those 3 ships for the next 2 years. Approximately $905 million of liquidity for Norwegian. Another step that they've taken to survive a long time, because the Norwegian people know, the top folks in Norwegian, they know that this is it's going to be a long one. David Maxey, thank you for your contribution to my channel. Are you saying no cruises to Alaska in August 2020? I doubt it. I doubt very much, Dave, there'll be any cruises to Alaska this year, period. I really am very, very doubtful. It's 90% certain there's no way. I just don't think so. There may not be any next year either. That's the other thing I'm getting at with this longer delay issue. I just do not know. It's not good. Donnell is asking me, are cruise line owners worried about mega expensive ships on order and nearly finished? Yes and no. They're fully financed. The ships are all financed. They were financed before they were started. And so the money is there to build them out. So the Mardi Gras for Carnival, for example. The Mardi Gras might be late in getting to Carnival by a month or two because of delays at the shipyard. No big whoop. It will be delivered. Carnival will receive the ship sometime in 2021. You know, the end of the year, early next, they'll get it. But they won't be able to put paying passengers on it. That's the issue. The Oasis class ship, the Wonder of the Seas, I believe, is the 5th Oasis class ship for Royal Caribbean. That ship will be finished. It will be delivered. It's being built in France, and Royal Caribbean will take delivery of it, but it won't have a paying passenger on board it. It's financed, all done. No payments will be necessary until the ship starts sailing. I think what's happening though behind the scenes, Carnival and Royal Caribbean and all the other cruise lines who are getting ships delivered to them, they're making arrangements with their bankers to not start making payments on the ship itself until they're sailing it with paying passengers. So that's 2021, 2022. And in the meantime, the bankers are just adding interest to the loan when the ship is handed over. Like the moment the keys are handed over, that's when the interest meter starts at whatever the interest rate was on that original deal, which would have been cheap because these deals were made 2-3 years ago when the ships were originally ordered. And so the cruise lines will just add that to the end of the loan, and they'll just make payments for, instead of making payments for 18 or 20 or 22 years, they'll make them for 20, 22 or 24 years. They'll just extend it out. So that's not going to break a cruise line. There's no cruise line going out of business because they're getting a new cruise ship in their possession. That's not going to happen. Let's see here. Peter Hoskins, both Australia and New Zealand tourism clearly heavily affected by no cruises for the foreseeable future. Sir, you are absolutely correct. Diane Brown, if the cruise lines were given the okay, how long do you think it would take for them to get cruise and ships prepared realistically? Well, let's take a look at what's really happening out there. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I did a video this morning talking about the fact that Royal Caribbean announced 11 ships in their fleet are being used in the next 2 to 3 weeks to repatriate crews back to where they came from. Some of the ships are just coming into Miami because they've arranged charter flights out of Miami. Some of the ships are being sent to India, some going to South America. There's 3 ships. Let me tell you which ones those are. Hang on a second. I have my notes right here. The 3 ships I'm thinking about would be the Freedom of the Seas, the Empress of the Seas, and the Majesty of the Seas. Those 3 ships are all going to Southampton, and they are going to drop off passengers in Southampton, crew members, to be flown home from there, mainly European. But there are a number of passengers from Canada and the United States that are going to be going there, meeting up with other Canadian and American crew members through Royal Caribbean lines, and they're going to take a charter flight back to North America. There are ships right now, as I'm speaking to you, there are ships within 50 miles of Miami Beach. 50. With Canadians and Americans on board that cannot get off the ships in Miami. The ship's going to go to Southampton with all the other crew members. They're going to go by bus or train to Heathrow or Gatwick, and they're going to take a charter flight back to Canada and the United States, and that's how they're coming home because the CDC won't let them in any other way. mind blower is what I call that. Absolutely unbelievable. Patient picker, Bruce, I think you're right on cruises on the Odyssey for November. Looks like it'll never happen. How can you have thousands of people on the ship safely? There you go, my friend. Flaps down. In Ontario, they say we were at our peak. Our community spread cases are way down, but still daily flights outside of the country. We're going to lose all of our progress. There you go. I tell you, folks, we get it half right, and then we screw it up. And the half right is you've had people stay in their homes to not get infected and not pass on the infection. And yet you're still allowing flights in and out of the country, in and out of the area. And it just takes one passenger on a plane to infect 10, 20 others during the 2, 4, 6 hours in the air, 8 hours. It only takes one flight attendant, unknowing, to spread the virus for 2 weeks before the flight attendant has a temperature and might have infected 200, 400, 800 people. We don't know. We're half right and mostly wrong. It's unbelievable. Jamie, Bruce, why do you think cruise lines are not working future cruises with offers surrounding gift certificates rather than booking and canceling all these cruises? That's a good question. I like that question. Let me tell you, there's actually something happening now on, I know it's happening on Holland America. I think Princess just started this on the weekend. They have a deal now. They're offering deals like, for example, if you buy a $500 gift card for Holland America, they will give you $600 of credit on a ship. If you buy a $1,000 gift card, we'll give you $1,200 credit for a future cruise. I think every cruise line is about to do this. But then I read, was it yesterday or was it today? Or I mentioned it today on my show, on my video I did earlier today. Holland America is offering for any cruise you book now until the end of July. So I think you've got a couple months to book this between now and 2022. I think it goes that far out. You book a cruise with them now. I think if you prepay it or put down a substantial deposit, they throw in free drinks on their drink package, which is 15 drinks a day maximum. They throw in no tipping for their rooms, which is what, $15 a day a person. They're throwing in specialty dining in their specialty dining restaurants. I think if you have a 7-day cruise, you get 3 specialty dining nights or something like that. This is going to become normal. Don't expect this to be like a once in a lifetime offer from one cruise line for a limited amount of time. I think every cruise line going forward over the next several months will be offering everything I've just talked to you about, the gift card upgrades and the freebie giveaways. Please send us the money now for the cruise in 2022, and we'll give you all this on top of the fare, because they're going to hope to make it off you in the casino. Hoping you get massages and you lose money in the casino. That's where they're going to try to get it from you from. Somehow they're going to get it. Martin Stevens, what a joke. They'll be at 95% capacity cruising next year. This guy's doing nothing but guessing. That's what I'm doing, Martin. I'm totally blowing hot air. I'm totally blowing hot air, even though I'm quoting the Treasury Secretary of the United States government for what he was quoted on today. I'm pretending. I mean, I have nothing better to do than to work my tail off 12, 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, to work on my YouTube channel and do nothing but lie to you. That's what I'm all about. But finally, Martin, you figured me out. Thank God. I'm so glad you're here, Martin, because you're the smart one. Way to go, buddy. Sylvia, hey, Donnell. Cool jazz. We're going on a cruise in November with Tom, Henry, Cindy, but both cool jazz, and I pulled out. Too uncertain about this virus. Tom and Cindy are still going, so they think. I hope so, but I don't know. Patient picker, wonder if cruise ships will ever get paid off, refurbishment and what not years down the road. I think they will, my friend. Eventually, cruising will be back, and these ships are good for decades. They'll figure out a way, I'm pretty sure. MB is here. We're on the Carnival Mardi Gras November 14. What do you think? I don't know. I would bet against it, but I'm hoping for the best. I really am. But I don't like your chances. Peter Huskins, our Sydney news channels normally run a live background of the bridge in the late PM. Very odd not to see any cruise ships at circular JFK passenger terminal. Yeah, I've seen those beautiful pictures of Sydney and the Opera House, the bridge, and the cruise ships nearby. Gorgeous. Yeah, that is just not a sight we're going to see for a while. Carnival just sent 8 ships to drop off crew members. Yes, flaps down. Aviation. JRS, we have 11 flights a day from the U.S., 1 from New York, 1 from London, Paris, Frankfurt, Hong Kong, Tokyo. Unbelievable. It just blows my mind. And people are just getting a temperature check, and they're telling you just wear a mask. You want to take a flight right now in the United States from New York to Los Angeles, just put on a face mask. Good to go. Yeah. Well, we'll check your temperature. So if you're obviously not suffering from a fever, you can go. But if you caught the virus and it's you're asymptomatic, you can infect everyone on the plane for 4.5 hours. There's nothing we can do about it. It's unbelievable. These flights across the Atlantic are continuing to import the virus and export it. I mean, I don't want to say the Europeans are bringing it to Americans and Americans aren't giving it to Europeans. I don't want to be an unequal opportunity virus spreader here. No. It's back and forth, folks. This is a two-way street. There are people in North America exporting it to China one way or the other. I mean, yeah, this is everywhere. Like I said, this virus has no directional preferences. It just goes wherever the nearest host is that they can latch onto, that it can latch onto. Absolutely. Pat T, give us an update on what you think about Canadian international flights going forward. I cannot see any realistically for 2020. I just can't. 2021, I don't know how it'll be any better. There's nothing to say the virus goes away tomorrow. Summer's coming and the sun is shining. That's not getting rid of the virus. Sorry. The fall is coming and it's getting cold again. That's not going to do it. So, don't drink coffee and you won't catch the virus. No, it's not. No, there's nothing that's going to stop this, Pat. I really am. Yeah, I'm down about it. Wallace, should I cancel my November Antarctic cruise? It departs from Chile and the end of Argentina. Wallace, I wouldn't cancel it. I would let them cancel it on you. They'll do that, and then you get a big fat credit and decide what to do with it. But again, if you want your dough back and you need your money, cancel it, take a refund, and be done with it. Fair enough. I'm all good. Yvette saying, Bruce, I totally agree with you. Yvette, you got to talk to Martin because Martin is on the other side. If the two of you could kind of neutralize each other a little bit, that would help my channel. Gaming Tex, hello, Bruce. How you doing, Gaming Tex? Billy, is there any news on the Odyssey of the Seas? Did they get back working on it, or is it still at a standstill? Billy, I know it's very close to being structurally completed from what it looks like on the outside, but there's a lot of interior work being done. I think they're on reduced shifts these days, but I don't know about its timing. I don't have that at this moment. Wouldn't be surprised though in the next couple of weeks we get a definite update from the shipyard or Royal Caribbean. We'll see what's going on. Here we go. The Down Under cruisers. Bruce, how can CDC give Carnival a serve and not the airline? Exactly. I can't see that. I see the CDC working across the board, and I see the CDC talking to other countries about flights coming in and out and ships coming in and out. If Jamaica is considered by the CDC to be a hot spot for the virus, and Carnival wants to go to Jamaica, CDC is going to go, no. Anyone coming back, you go to Jamaica and come back here, 2-week quarantine for everybody, mandatory at the ship's expense. There you go. That'll stop that trip to Jamaica in a heartbeat. Scott Weber, the flights are far from full. Some travel is really essential. Remember, cruising is strictly recreational. You got it, Scott. Except for our mental well-being, it's just recreational. But from a mental well-being, it's absolutely necessary. But I hear you there. Wing Rider, any news on Carnival ship currently being built? I know that they had 3 theoretically on order, at least. I think 2 or 3 for sure. But I'm not sure if the first one of 3 is under construction right now. Oh, I think it is. And I believe it is gosh, was it being done in Norway or was it being built in France? I don't remember, but I think one of them is on the on the schedule to be done through 21 into 22. Lonnie Menzies, Royal is pulling Anthem and Vision in June out of Southampton and Barcelona to sail crew members home. They canceled those two and providing the same offer, refund or future cruise. There you go. You see, the other thing, folks, that I can tell you about, oh, by the way, JRS is telling me I had 124 thumbs ups not too long ago, about 7 minutes ago. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. If you could throw me some today, that'd be great. Here's the thing. Norwegian, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, all three cruise lines are utilizing upwards of 10, 11 ships each to right now repatriate crew members to their native countries, because they are not allowed to just bring them into Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and get them on a bus to the airport and let them fly home on a commercial aircraft. CDC won't allow that. The CDC has told these cruise lines, the only way your crew can go home from whence they came, you have to use private transportation the entire step of the way without transfers. So if the crew are from London, England, you can come into Miami, put them on a private bus that you've hired, which will be, cleaned out at your expense after they get off that darn thing. You'll take them to a charter gate at the airport in Miami, which will be cut off from the public. They'll get on a charter flight. No public will be allowed anywhere near it. They get on that plane, and within 4 hours, that plane is off the ground. And it lands in the UK, and the UK authorities can do whatever they want with them, likely a 2-week quarantine. These folks, by the way, cannot get on the plane unless they've been tested and have already been quarantined on board the ship for at least 2 weeks off the coast of Florida, by the by. So even though they've been quarantined already, that's still not good enough to take a commercial flight in the United States. Although you and I, if I were an American living in Hawaii and I had a little cough, but I don't have a fever, all I need is a mask and I can fly to Pittsburgh from Miami or New York. No problem. But crew members who've been tested and who've been in quarantine for 2 weeks on the ship, they can't go on a commercial plane. They have to go on a chartered plane to England, to the UK, and then those authorities will deal with them when they get there. Unbelievable. All at cruise line expense. And that's why cruise lines don't charter planes for 15 people on a plane that can handle 300. They don't do that. They can't afford the entire aircraft for only 15 people. That's ridiculous. That's what's been going on. It's quite ridiculous. That's why cruise lines aren't going to start sailing anytime soon right now. Cruise lines have almost 400 cruise ships in the water now, or is it closer to 500? Most of the crews will be off all cruise ships around the world, except for a skeleton staff of between 50 and 200 people, depending on the size of the ship. That's all that will be on the cruise ships, which means someone's asking me if they want to start up again. How long is it going to take to start this whole thing? 3 months. It'll take 3 months for a cruise ship to be taken from 100 crew members to 1,000 crew members to a port for clean up and get the dishes back on board, get the laundry back on, get the towels, get the linens. Everything's been taken off these ships. All the linens will be taken off most of these ships and stored in a dry warehouse. You don't want to store linens on a 100% humidity cruise ship in the middle of nowhere. You don't want to spend the air conditioning price to keep the entire ship air conditioned all the time. You only want to air condition the bridge and where the engine room is and some of the crew quarters. The rest of the ship will get hot. So that means all the dishes, all the cutlery, all the towels, all of the linens, off the ship it goes. Everything off. You don't want anything. You don't want mold to grow on any of this stuff. A lot of the freezers will be shut down. The doors will be left open, and the freezers will just become room temperature. There won't be anything in them. The only freezer that'll be working are the freezers for the food for the crew of 50 to 200 people. That's it. The rest will be shut down. Vast swaths of the ship will be shut down. It's going to take 90 days to fire it back up fully to full function. It has to pass all the safety inspections and everything else. Because remember, the CDC checks cruise ships, surprise inspections of cruise ships when they come into port. Well, you want to start up the Odyssey of the Seas with 6,500 passengers on weekly cruises to the Caribbean? you're going to have to pass a CDC safety inspection for mold, mildew, working equipment, leaky faucets, you name it. And these guys can take all day. They can take 2 days if they want to double check these ships before they sign it off, say, okay, you're good to go. You're allowed to bring 6,000 paying passengers on board the ship. 90 days. And so the entire fleet of ships, even if they said September 1, you're good to go. October 1, November 1, December the 1st, with the first ship will be ready to go. And there is no way all cruise lines with all ships will be ready at the same time. No. They'll start off with 20% of the fleet, then they'll get to 40, then they'll get to 60. Every month, they'll get another bunch of ships up. So this will be done in a staggered way. It's going to take almost a year for the cruise lines to be back up and running again. And that's assuming there isn't a glitch in the meantime, a glitch like another breakout of gigantic proportions that shuts everything down overnight again. Are the cruise lines going to want to spend tens of millions of dollars in cash to get everything up and running only to then be shut down immediately? No, they're going to start in stages. They're going to be very careful with this, because the startup, the flare up might not be in the United States. The flare up might be in Italy, it might be in Croatia, it might be in Spain, it might be in Norway, it might be in Australia. We don't know. And so it's going to be very tentative, and it's going to be very staged and very controlled. It's really going to be scary stuff. I tell you, folks, there's a lot to think about here. It's not like you just turn on a switch. It's not like you go in your car and turn the key and go and drive. No. Anyway, do you have a bar in your car? I don't. So yeah, think about restocking a bar. How many bottles of booze are we talking about? Brands, all the brands. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you walk by some of these cruise ship bars, and they're 20 feet long. And on the wall behind the bars are the mirrors and all those shelves, and they're just covered in all these exotic liqueurs from around the world. Just think about the logistics of getting all that ordered and delivered and set up. And oh my God, the money. Oh my gosh, the money. It's incredible. Anyway, Jamie is saying, that's great information, Bruce. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie, so much. I appreciate it. Facebook user, do you really think we'll be able to cruise mid-2022? My cruise was rescheduled till 2022. I did not insure the cruise. Do you think I can get insurance? I don't know. If you have a travel agent, talk to your travel agent. If you don't, you can talk to the cruise line about insurance. But I don't know. I can't answer that for sure. I would say this though, for sure. Those of you out there, if you're thinking of going on a holiday, you're going on a river cruise to Europe, a good old Mississippi cruise. You want to go on a cruise ship cruise out of the U.S., out of somewhere else. You want to buy an all-inclusive resort holiday in Mexico or Dominican Republic, or Canadians want to buy an all-inclusive in Cuba, Europeans, same thing. Wherever your holiday is, Central America, South America, I don't care what it is, get yourself 2 forms of insurance. Travel interruption insurance for theft and delayed flights and all that, and travel medical insurance. You got to cover yourselves, folks. Don't think about the virus getting you. Think about spraining your ankle in Costa Rica and needing to go to a doctor in a hospital, or in Mexico, and the Mexico says, we need a $2,000 deposit before you can walk into the emergency room. You're not from around here, and we have to know that we're going to be paid. Well, I have insurance. Show us your insurance. And you might still need to put a $2,000 deposit down, but show us your insurance. If your insurance is good, Alliance would be a good company to talk to. You might not need to put a deposit down. But if you fall down and shatter your elbow, or you cut yourself, or anything minor, even on board on a cruise ship, you need to go to the doctor down below. Good God, you better have insurance, because there are people telling me horror stories that they went in there and got out of there in 20 minutes and it was $300. Others went in there and got out of there in 2 hours. It was $400. Some went down there and came back, spent the night. Thousands of dollars. And the cruise company doesn't care. They're going to charge it to you. They want their money. Be careful, folks. What's going on here? Any more comments? Let me see here. I just want to kind of catch up here. Here we go. Lonnie, thank you very much for your contribution to my channel today. You are wonderful. And Lonnie, thank you again. A twofer. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Let's see. Lonnie says, got it now. She says, oh, I have she figures out how to pay me some money. I see there's a slide button. I got it now. Thank you, Lonnie. I would really like it if one of you out there, do me a favor, okay? I don't care which one of you it is. If you want me to give you special wishes, I will. But if any of you out there would be kind enough, lucky enough to win a lottery, and then have the warm and fuzzy feeling to make a serious contribution to this channel, please make that happen. I hope one of you out there becomes very fortunate. I did read on the weekend that a gentleman in the Northwest Territories here in Canada, which is not even a couple 100,000 people in the entire area, won $55 million on the national lottery in Canada past weekend. And that's tax-free, and you get it all at once. None of this 20-year crap. You get it all. You get $55 million right here. Here it is. The whole amount, $55 million, tax-free. Do what you want with it. I wish I knew that person. I don't. That's if you're out there watching this show, $55 million winner, a wholehearted congratulations from TWB. I could not be happier for you and your family. Once you get over the shock of it all, you figure out what you want to do with your life and all that. I hope it all works out. But if you ever get that, warm and fuzzy feeling that you kind of like that guy in Creston, think of me. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Dell, the cruise lines will be the punching bag for a couple of years. Design of the airflow systems, interior rooms, flags convenience, bad PR, doctor's death on a non-essential form of travel. Well, they've been getting it for months and months. But don't forget, Dell, the entire time I've had a YouTube channel and I talk about how I love cruise ships and love to go on cruises, I have been getting the haters coming to me here, either on the live show, but usually on my comments, just lacing into the cruise lines about, what kind of polluters they are and how bad for the environment they are. And it's almost like global warming was created by cruise ships. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The fact that there are 400 cruise ships and there are, 10,000 cargo ships or 20,000 cargo ships that just spew bunker fuel, untreated bunker fuel into the atmosphere on every trade route around the world, that has nothing to do with it. Cruise ships are the problem. So Dal, believe me, it's just, they just pick on cruise ships. There are those who hate them. What can I say? KM Harris, Donna, actually, no, I was just checking to see if the itinerary changed. One of the friends told me they changed at the same time they offered it to me. People talk to each other, which is great. Peter Heckema, new insurance packages may not cover viruses. You are correct, sir. But regardless of the virus, I highly recommend anyone and everyone out there, you're going to go on a cruise, you make sure you have travel interruption insurance, you have medevac insurance, the kind of insurance where you got a kidney problem and you need to get home to wherever you're from, Europe, the USA, Canada. You got to be flown out by an air ambulance. You want your insurance to cover it. Make sure you don't buy that cheap insurance that has the maximum $10,000 of coverage with a $5,000 deductible. That's not insurance. That is a ripoff. You got to make sure you have that zero deductible, virtually zero deductible, and huge limits on emergency evac and medical, and you name it, insurance. And I'm talking about the evac insurance that not only for you, but your traveling companion or you, your wife, or your wife and your husband, and the kids will be flown home on commercial. I mean, you want full coverage. You've got to do your homework, people. Don't get sucked into that cheap $29 policy because it's not worth $29. It's not worth anything. It might only give you $29 of the benefits. Who else is here? Scott Weber, you're right. It does not cover pandemics, but again, I'm not talking about pandemics. Sylvia, Peter, you're probably correct about the insurance. Lanny, I think you can buy insurance anytime, just if it's late. It doesn't cover pre-existing health conditions. You could be right there. I would talk to, and I've recommended this before, if any of you folks right now have life insurance through an insurance agent, or you have home insurance, car insurance, talk to those people. If you have an insurance person that you've dealt with, or you know someone, or you can find an insurance broker, someone that can shop for you, all the companies out there, that's who I would recommend you talk to. And okay, right now we're not traveling. I get it. Maybe we're not traveling until 2021, 22. But when the time comes, if you're plotting some strategy to do 3 or 4 trips a year, maybe a trip to Vegas for a week, and then a cruise 3 months later, and then maybe 6 months later a flight to Europe on just whatever. You may want to talk about permanent, like full-time, year-round travel insurance. Talk to another organization I'd recommend is the AAA, the American Automobile Association. In Canada, it's the CAA, Canadian Automobile Association. Talk to those guys. They have travel insurance, and they have insurance that you can buy on a year-round basis, always in effect. Worth a look, and certainly worth your time. If you ever need it, you'll know what I mean. Let's see here. Jamie T, Janny T, what about a charter cruise? They told us no refunds. They said just postpone to a later date. Yeah. Charter cruises, that's a whole different kettle of fish. The cruise line can't help you there. You're definitely in an issue there. Insurance may have helped you, but I don't know. MB, I heard elderly will have to have doctor's notes. That had been talked about, but I believe that has now been thrown out. I think it was Royal Caribbean was talking about a doctor's note for 70-year-olds and older. That now is no longer being talked about because the cruise lines have figured it out. Oh my gosh, if we make our cruisers get doctor notes, we're going to lose a quarter of our clientele because they're just not going to do it. They're going to refuse. I'll take another form of holiday. So I think that's out the window. But get the insurance. Okay. Fred is saying Lotto is free here in Australia too. Fred, thank you for that info. And do me a favor, if you come across anyone in Australia like yourself or someone that won the big one, tell them about my channel. Get them addicted to TWB, okay? And then, you never know what could happen. I'll think about you. I'll keep you in mind. Just saying, I'm trying to cover my bases here. Steve, I have changed my September South Pacific cruise on RR for an RV Cruise of America. Well, there you go. Right on. RV Cruise. Get a big ass RV and see America. Nothing wrong with that. You could create a YouTube channel at the same time. You could become a YouTuber and a full-time RVer and make a channel like many others have done and join. I'll watch you. It could be fun. Donna, for 2021 air travel, U.S. residents will have to have the enhanced driver's license by October if you don't have a passport. I think they've delayed that, Donna, for a year. I think they've delayed it from what I understand. Let's see here. Steaming Bean, I wonder if any of these cruise lines will go to business. I don't know, my friend. I don't think for the next year. No. But look, I'm talking about 2022. So, there might be mergers. I don't know. We'll see. Tim, the enhanced driver's requirement was delayed until October 2021. There you go. JRS is saying, hey, let's get Bruce to the 200 mark for thumbs ups. I know I'm at 160 or something like that. Please give me a thumbs up for this show and any video I've ever made. Just go to it and give me a thumbs up whether you watch it or not. Absolutely. And tell all your friends and share every video I've ever made with everyone you've ever known on every social media platform there is, so you can expand my travels, my Traveling with Bruce channel out there to the outer reaches of the earth and get me to 1 million subscribers by next week. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your help. It's the least I could do to mention it. Thank you for anyone helping me out. Evan's family blog. We're so bored sitting here at home with nothing to do. I got good news for you, my friend. Either Thursday or Friday of this week, I will be on for a surprise live show, and I will have cruise ship news for the first half of the show, and then I will have live trivia on the second half of the show. So if you're bored, you're not going to be bored Thursday or Friday of this week, because if you play your cards right, keep your eyes open, you hit that little bell notification icon that's down here somewhere or down here somewhere. You'll get a notification from YouTube every time I go live. This Thursday or Friday, I will be on live for a surprise show with trivia, and it's a gas. We have a really good time, and that'll help kill some time. Believe me, we'll be fine. JRS, see? JRS? Evan's family. Bruce usually does live trivia at the end of the week. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all going to be good. The CED 5000 saying hi. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. Appreciate that. AAA sells Alliance as a Facebook user, and that's a good policy to have. I think it's a pretty good one. Peter Heckema, Donna, enhanced driver's license will be put back for 1 year. There you go. Susan R. Washington Post travel writer reports that certain travel insurers have stopped selling cancel for any reason insurance, which accounts for 50% of sales, up from 5% in the past. Interesting, Susan. There might be other companies still doing it, but we'll have to see. Let's see here. What is this question here? Jamar, what is the status with FCC on Carnival? Future cruise credit? They have future cruise credits available. You get 100% credit, and you get like a $600 onboard spending credit if you book a cruise using the future cruise credit. Cheers, everybody, from TWB here in Creston, British Columbia. I hope you're having a good day today. Hope I'm not boring you too much. I appreciate your thumbs ups today. Jay Flapsdown says you got 176 thumbs ups. Thank you, everyone, for that. I'm loving it. Oh, one more thing I'll mention about the news of the day. I don't know if you folks remember seeing this or hearing about it, but I think this news came out on Friday night, late in the day. I don't know why it would have come out so late, but I guess it did. But the story goes that the U.S. Congress, the Transportation Committee, has called Carnival in for a hearing. They want to talk to Carnival about how they handled the breakout of the virus back in January and February. And I think there's a whole bunch of congressmen looking to score some cheap political points for raking Carnival over the coals on national television. But I'll tell you this, folks, this is not going to help Carnival get back in the cruise business any faster. Carnival's not going to coming out like innocent victims when this is all over. These politicians are already lining up their trick questions to jump on these guys. And curiously enough, they didn't call Royal Caribbean, they didn't call Norwegian or anyone else. Only Carnival was called, and I found that to be kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, Congress is getting into the act now to kind of give Carnival a hard time. Susan R., thank you, Bruce, for all your thoughts. I agree, 2022, if we were lucky. BC, really, vaccinations for all will take a while. It's a bummer. I hear you there. I wish it would go faster. MB, all the cruise lines are giving 125% onboard credit. What do you think? Charge more for things on board? Well, you know, they might do that. They might. Again, it's a competition thing, isn't it? I will say this much: that for every month that goes by that there isn't cruising, more and more cruises have been canceled on cruisers. And we now haven't had cruising since March sometime now for the most part. So the cancellations have been coming in for March and April and now May, and they'll come in for June and July, and they're going to start coming in for August. So by August, we have 6 months of cruises that won't have taken place. They were expecting 30 million people to go on cruises this year. So 14, 15 million cruises won't have happened. Now, half of those cruises, people just wanted their money back. That leaves 7 million that want to take a future cruise credit. And if 7 million people are going to take a cruise in 2021 or 2022 or 2023, that's a built-in demand for cruising on top of the people that were already booked for 2021 that have already booked 2022 a year ago. There are people who booked a year ago for 2 years hence. So 7 million have to be, you got to find space for those 7 million. If we go 6 months more without cruising, then that's 30 million cruises canceled, 15 million refunds, 15 million wanting to rebook on top of the millions booked. There could be some shortages for a while, which means bump in pricing so that the 125% will kind of offset that. What we'll see. We'll see just how this all works out. Facebook user, we booked a cruise to the South Caribbean for 8 days. Canceled, wants waiting to see what happens Using February, guessing we'll have to book again, but we have insurance. So, okay, not a bad idea. Terry, why are you saying 2022 to get hits on your channel? Yeah, Terry, that's all it is. Terry, I tell you right now, you're seeing so through me, just like Martin about an hour ago. You and Martin are you're too smart for me. You catch me red-handed. I can't fool you guys. And now you've told everybody out there what I'm up to, and the gig is up. That I'm just trying to get views because I got nothing better to do than to create a hornet's nest of controversy to get everybody upset at me by just making stuff up. I guess that's, gosh darn, Terry, you really are, you should be a YouTuber, Terry, because you're pretty smart. You're pretty smart. And you could talk about some really cool topics. I really, Herman, great show. One extreme to the other. Emily Archer, good evening, Bruce. How are you? I was having a chicken with rice and dinner with my family. Welcome, Emily, to the show. Steamer, no cruising this summer. What should I do with my mankini? Try and fit into it? Go on a diet? Try to get into the darn thing? I don't know, my friend. People are telling me I have 203 thumbs ups. Donnell and Flaps Up, they're saying, Bruce, you got 203 thumbs ups. The world is beating a path to your channel. And Terry knows why, because Terry knows what I'm up to. So does Martin, boy. I can't fool those guys. My uncle and aunt got a full refund from Seabourn instead of a future cruise credit. Very good. Yes, Seabourn, good line. I hear always good things about Seabourn cruising. Mr. Zay vlogs, how do I purchase the cup? I want one. If you want one of these cups right here, here we go. Here, or this cup right here, you can buy a cup with this logo on it, or you can buy a T-shirt you can buy a cup with this logo on it. You can buy, there are 35 different designs of logos I have for Traveling with Bruce. Go to my homepage and find the link on the top corner, and it should be either up here or up here. It's a little round thing called RedBubble. It's a little round button. It's a little red button. RB, RedBubble. Click on that. It'll take you to the RedBubble store for TWB. And then you can shop TWB until you drop, and you can find notebooks with covers on it with these logos, wall clocks. You can find pillows. You can find coffee mugs. You can find drink travel mugs. You can find tote bags, T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. It just goes on and on. Check it out. RedBubble Store. That's how you do it. And anyone who buys anything there, RedBubble handles everything. They handle your order. They handle the shipping. They handle returns. They handle the money. I don't do anything. I don't screw up anything over there. They send me a royalty on anything that sells with my logo. That's how it works. So you're supporting my channel wearing TWB stuff. I thank you very much. And that would be wonderful. Okay. Let's see. James is wondering about helicopters landing on cruise ships. They generally don't. They hover over top and use a winch to do the work. It's a lot safer. Roger, according to the Don's Family Vacations, they reinstated the letter today for Royal Caribbean and one of the cruise line. They reinstated the letter today. I don't know what that means, Roger. I need more help there. You got to help me with that. What do you mean? JRS, go to homepage and find RedBubble for mugs and merch. Thank you, buddy. This said, Carnival's a big boy. Plus, they had the most ships, of course. Steaming. Do I get an RV? There's an idea. Maybe you should get a Biscuit Boy doing RV trips this year and posting on your own YouTube channel, because Steaming Bean has his own YouTube channel, and maybe the steamer can do some cruising, some RVing this year, and do some vids on the road. That'd be kind of cool. Bruce Banner, sorry, hang on a second. Flaps down. Do you think the domestic travel will be back to normal in Canada this summer? Nope, I don't. I do not. Bruce Banner. Hi, Bruce. Can you clear up why you've suggested the resumption of cruises out of the U.S. ports to start in 2022 rather than in 2021? Well, I'll just tell you that I don't think the CDC will be convinced by the cruise lines that no matter what they attempt to do with regard to testing for the virus or limiting the stops or taking us to private islands only and bringing us back, I don't think the CDC will buy it. I don't think the CDC will be able to honestly say to the American public that chances are you won't come back with the virus. I think the CDC right now has the attitude that if you take a cruise right now, the chances are that there might be a crew member who has the virus, who doesn't know they have it, or if they haven't. The chances are more likely that people who travel to the ship from wherever they're coming from in the US, Canada, Europe, by the time they get to Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Port Canaveral or whatever port they're sailing out of, LA, you name the port out of the US, I don't care which one it is. By the time they get to the ship, they've been exposed to the virus before they get there. Now they're exposing the virus to themselves for a 1-week cruise, 5-day cruise, 10-day cruise, whatever the length is. And by the time they get back to the port city, more people than started the cruise will have been infected and will now spread the virus as they leave the United States or go back to wherever they came from in the United States. And we've created a further spread of the virus. And that grows it. And expands its footprint out. And the cruise lines, there's no answer to that concern. The only answer could be a vaccination shot. A vaccination that will have been tested, will be very reliable, will be 95% or whatever that number has to be. The CDC and the medical, all these other entities clear as an effective vaccine, whatever that number is. If the vaccine is created that can be utilized, and then every crew member is certified to have had the shot, and every passenger has been certified to have the vaccine before they leave their front door. Not when they get to the port. Oh, no. Before they leave their house, they had the shot 3 months ago, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, whatever that amount of time is needed for the vaccine to take hold. Then and only then will cruising be allowed by the CDC. That's my hunch. That's my take on it. And there is no vaccine, and there is no vaccine on the horizon in the next month or so. There's no vaccine in the next year or so. I think we're a year and a half to 2.5 out. And that's if everything goes great, which is why I'm talking 2022. And I might still be early. And I hate to do that. I really don't. I love cruising. My channel is all about cruise ships. Why would I talk like this as a YouTuber who loves to go cruising? And I'm talking about the demise of my passion and my channel's topics because of 2022. I don't want to do this. Bruce, tell me the answer. Tell me what's the miracle cure here? What's the deal? It's not drinking Lysol. Don't be drinking Lysol. That's not going to fix it. I don't know what the deal is here. I'm kind of worried about that. Anyway, there you go. Gary is thinking, I think Carnival should thumb their nose at Congress. They're not the administration, They're just a cruise line. Clarence, hello, Bruce. Are you invested in any of the cruise line stock? No, I'm not. I don't have any shares. I'm not employed by the companies. I am not employed by them. I don't work with them. They don't pay me to do what I do, obviously, as you can tell today. I'm not a travel agent. I don't book you on a cruise. It's not my job. There are travel agents who have YouTube channels. Great. No problem. I haven't got a problem with that. I just love talking about cruise ships, and I love talking about the topic and the business of cruising and traveling in general. But what can I say? We'll have to see what happens. Who else is here? Let me just see any other comments I want to read. All kinds of comments. I'm making sure I don't want to read comments between people. That's why I'm kind of reading some of these. James, I completely agree with you that it'll be 2022 before cruises start up again. And if any cruise tries to do it before then, they'll be the first with problems. Well, like I said, unless the CDC says okay, but again, I'm telling you, if the CDC came out, February 1st, 2021 and said, you're good to go, I can see the cruise lines taking a month or two to even start cruising. And then they'll only start with 10 or 20% of their ships because it's going to take a year for the cruise lines to get all ramped up. Because when they stopped cruising back in March voluntarily, they stopped with all of their crew members still on board the ships. And they were just waiting it out. They were hoping that in 30 days, this flu thing would come and go, and the numbers would just, come back down. and then we're good to go. That didn't happen. So then they figured, well, it'll be 60 days. We'll come back in May. So we won't come back in April. We'll come back in May. And 2 weeks later, no, because that's when New York passed every other country. New York State passed every other country with the breakout. And then America passed every country combined practically with the breakout. Well, not every single, but, the top 5 countries combined, America has more cases, right? And deaths, more deaths than the top 4 or 5 countries combined. I mean, just terrible, right? It hasn't stopped. And now this morning we hear 3,000 casualties a day expected by June for the United States. 3,000 per day. That is 10 airplane loads, 10 787 airplanes a day of passengers gone. Unthinkable. America passed the Vietnam War in casualties for this virus in only 7 weeks. It only took 7 weeks to pass the Vietnam War, which took 14, 15 years. Unbelievable. Just insane. Yeah. Very, very sad to report that. I really am. Globetrotter Granny by Rebecca Witherspoon. Hi, Rebecca. Taking things one day at a time. I'm a travel agent. I'm just keeping my ears to the ground so I can be proactive when the time is right. Right on. Travel agents are hardworking people, and they are answering a lot of phone calls for free, and I commend them all. I happen to have a travel agency relationship with Ambrin Travel. They are our channel's official travel agency. You can see their contact information down below here. If you have a credit for a cruise, or you're thinking of taking a cruise and you want to talk to them, if you want to talk to them about a 2021 or a 2022 cruise, they will be happy to talk to you. You want to talk to them about a cruise in August, they're not going to talk to you. They'll say hi, they'll answer the phone, but they're not going to book you because they're not. They're also looking like I am, going not August. But 2021, we'll take a chance. We'll book something with you. If you have a credit, we'll talk to you about your credit. Try to help you figure out what to do with it. Absolutely. Bruce, going to have to leave the Speedo in the closet. Gary, I think you're right. I got a lot of time to work on my diet to fit into it. Tyler, I couldn't stop thinking about the video I watched last night about the fallout with the cruise line owners and the CDC. What if they tell the CDC to, go to heck? They can't. The CDC, they're the boss. Cruise lines are not the boss. Cruise lines do what they're told. Or the CDC just calls the Coast Guard. Get these guys out of here. Let's see. Who else is here? Thank you very much to Zachary. Thank you, Zachary, for being here. Susan R. Bruce, can you make some funny T-shirts, mugs that say "Not traveling till we kick the bug"? I can make T-shirts that say anything. Give me a suggestion and tell me there's 20 people out there who'd like to buy one, and I would be more than happy to get the logo commissioned for any kind of thing. That would be fine with me. I do not mind. If anyone has any ideas on what kind of a T-shirt or coffee mug design you think I should design and it's within good taste, let me know. Cheers to all of you from TWB here in Creston, British Columbia, Canada. Thank you for joining me tonight. 314 of you are here right now. That is rather awesome. Over 120 people, 120 different countries have viewers watching my channel every day. It is really something. What I find amazing is I'll wake up in the morning and I'll look at my channel statistics, and it'll tell me there were 800 views of your channel videos in the last hour. And I'll go, it's 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. Where are these 800 watchers watching my videos at 4 a.m? Mind you, it's 7 o'clock Eastern, and it's in the afternoon in the UK and Britain and Europe. So maybe that's where they are. I don't know. Bruce, I hope you're wrong about resumption of cruising in 2022, but I'm afraid you might be right. Andrew, I really hope I'm wrong. I really do. I want to be so wrong on this. Trust me. John Dittmer, I am a retired U.S. Navy officer. I used to be a flight deck safety officer. Most cruise ships don't have the training or experience to have the helicopters to land safely. Right on, sir. Thank you for your service. Thank you for that comment. Very, very informative. So it's safer for them to lower a hoist down than to land the helicopter. Right on, sir. That's what I had suspected. And I remember, I don't know if you were with me, John, last year or not. Welcome to the channel if you're new. But it was about a year ago. The Viking cruise ship had its engine conch out on it just off the coastline of Norway, was it? In a howling wind storm with waves just all over the place. And this ship was getting tossed around, and it was within 3 miles of the shore. And 1 mile from the shore were the rocks, jagged, deadly rocks. The ship got within, I think, a few hundred meters of the rocks. The captain lost engine power and began to drift, dropped anchor to try to secure the ship with its anchor so it wouldn't drift to it was being blown to shore. And the captain ordered abandon ship, but the waves were so bad that you couldn't lower a lifeboat for anyone. You couldn't lower a lifeboat. So he called the Coast Guard, the Norwegian Coast Guard, to come and get the passengers off the ship. Now, they had 900 passengers and 450 crew, something like that, if I recall. Something like that. It was 1,300 and something people. And the helicopters were scrambled. They had like 3 or 4 or 5 of them in a rotation basis coming out there. Only 3 miles. The nearest station wasn't far away. And these helicopters were hovering over top of the ship. And there were some incredible, spectacular scenes. If you ever want to see that, you can see photos of that. I happen to post a number of videos of that whole incident. It might be the Viking Sun, might have been the ship. So if you do a search on my YouTube channel, Viking Sun Storm, something like that, or just something like that, you'll probably find my videos. Anyway, these helicopters are hovering overhead, and they've lowered a crew member down with the line, and from the helicopter to the top deck of the ship, and they've got passengers with their lifeboats on and life jackets on, and then they're getting them all strapped in, and then they're hoisting them up into the helicopter, because there was no way the helicopter could land anywhere on that ship anyway. Didn't have a landing pad, and even if it had a landing pad, the ship was doing this. There's no way you're going to land a helicopter on that. So yeah, it was hovering over there. Scary stuff. Absolutely unbelievable. Some masterful helicopter work. Thankfully, no helicopters crashed or had an incident getting people off, although there were injuries of people on the ship because they were being tossed around like a salt shaker. Absolutely incredible. Really is something. So, John, you make a very good point, and thank you for being here. Who else is here? Let's see. Susan R saying maybe they can have cruises for antibody carriers. Yeah, if you've recovered, maybe as a recovered virus survivor, you can go on a cruise. So wouldn't that be something? Matt, welcome. With all the issues with social distancing in the U.S., it's amazing that they are so focused on putting blame on the cruise lines. Yeah, no airline is being blamed for anything. No airline is airlines are being given money not to fly. It's incredible. They're being given cheap loans by the government to survive. They didn't have any. There's no problems with airlines. No, putting 160 people in a plane that should only have 130 people. There's no problem with that. Monroe. Then the CDC should shut down everything else in America since it doesn't meet those. You're right. Monroe, you're absolute. That's exactly what should happen, but it's not going to. We're talking about America. Multi Deadeye, welcome, TWB guys. Howdy, how you doing, Multi Deadeye? It's been a while. Lake Endra, do you think for cruise ships to go back to capacity, there will be COVID-19 testing on cruise ships if they incorporate a waiver? Maybe, but eventually, if there's a vaccine created, it'll be mandatory that you've had it for you took a shot 3 months ago or whatever that amount of time is, and you've got to be able to prove it to be able to get on. Then they may still do testing. I don't know. I really don't know. This is crazy. JRS testing will take quite some time. Chris, this has been the case since the beginning of humans going on ships. Richard, will Celebrity Cruises cancel in June 2020? Britain to Russia? Probably. I wouldn't travel to Russia right now. The number of cases there, it's out of control. Herman, I'm selling my pop-up. Any buyers? I have no idea what that means. Chris, there's never been a vaccine for coronavirus ever. It's going to be a long year. And then Herman, how much for your pop-up? JRS, not your fault, Bruce. Thank you. Dell, the cruise lines will be beaten badly by the press and Congress, and an elitist from the form of travel settle outside of the U.S. for which inadequate medical facilities lie in the country. Yeah, Dell, I hear you there. they're going to be all over them. It's a no-win scenario for Carnival. It really isn't. Susan, Trump says he is now in charge of vaccine. Beware. Okay. Ken Williams, thanks. You're welcome. JRS, can we talk about how much I love my phone app? You love your phone app? I'm a happy guy. JRS, I hope you're posting a picture of it on my Facebook group page. Bruce Bammer, thank you for answering my question. You're welcome, sir. You see this thing right over here? This big block of wood over here? There's 311 of you still here. Check this thing out. First of all, this is my Norwegian Bliss cruise ship keychain, courtesy of Tom Henry. Thank you, Tom Henry, for sending me the Bliss. It's as close as I can get to the Bliss right now. But I'm not getting on the ship. No, I'm putting it back. I know some of you would like me to get on that ship right now. I'm not doing it. This right here. What the heck is this piece of wood? On the back, you see this logo for TWB, and on the front, there's this hole here, and there's this thing over here. What is Bruce sitting on there? What's he so proud of right there? Let me show you what this does. You take your smartphone. And I'm going to just show you here with my smartphone. Let me grab my smartphone. Here is my smartphone. You put it right there. You just slide it in right there. And you just put it right there. And put on your favorite music, or put on your favorite TWB episode, or listen to me live, and just put this in right here like that. And what happens is this acts as an amplifier. Let me see if I can make it work. What happens is this acts as an amplifier. Let me see if I can make it work. That's my voice right there on the phone just a few seconds ago. Let me put the phone in here now, and let's see if it makes any difference. Okay. Let me put the phone in here now, and let's see if it makes any difference. I'm not sure if you can tell, but what happens is this unit, the sound goes down below here, it comes blaring out up here, and blares across the room. This is like an amplifier without batteries. No assembly acquired. It's a solid, it's a bunch of pieces of wood, handmade by Marshall here in Creston. It's made by Marshall Thompson. You can see his stamp of handmade stamp there. There you go, Marshall Thompson. Thank you, sir. And for a $50 American donation to TWB, you get one of these, and that includes shipping anywhere in North America. If you're in Europe, send an extra $10 because it's a fortune to send it to Europe. But a number of you have sent me $50 on my PayPal, which is right up here or up here. You'll find my donate button, the donate button. Send $50 to the donate button. Include your name and address so I can send it to you. I had someone send me $50 2 weeks ago. At the moment, their name escapes me, but they sent me $50 2 weeks ago for their own amplifier. They didn't send me their address. It's still here. I'm waiting to ship it. Please send me your address. You know who you are. If any of you have not received your amplifier yet, check your donation that you made to me on PayPal. You can go to PayPal, see your donation. Make sure that you did send me your address. Because if you didn't, I can't send it to you. Let me just double check something. I'm not sure if I can. No, I don't have it here. But there is someone who did not send me their address. So I have a few of these left. I get these made up about 5 or 6 at a time. Marshall makes them by hand in his shop here in Creston, real Canadian wood. And we make up so many at a time. I buy them from him, and then I offer them to you. And by the time shipping is paid for and Marshall is paid for, there's a little bit left over for the channel. And I'm just thrilled that some of you are getting these TWB logos, these unique items that no one else has. And I'm glad you're enjoying them. And we just got a kick out of these. When I saw Marshall making these, I thought, Marshall, you got to make one for my channel. This is the coolest thing ever. And he said, yeah, I can do that. And sure enough, he put together the TWB smartphone amplifier. Unbelievable. It works beautifully on your deck outside, works in your RV, a campground, works in your office, works in your kitchen. Great place to put your phone, keep it from getting lost. You know where your phone is because you can hear it, and it'll broadcast across your room wonderfully. So there you go. So thank you, those of you who've ordered one. I appreciate it very much. Okay. Gene Woodhouse has a good idea. I'm looking at booking a week in Aruba next year in lieu of a cruise. I need the sun. There you go. Not a bad idea if you can get there. Chris Marr, have cruises ever required vaccinations before? This would be a new thing, wouldn't it? I think you're right, sir. I think it would be a first time thing. Although, in the 30s, 20s and 30s, I don't know if you had to have proof of vaccination to take an ocean liner. I don't know. Jill Nelson, Chris Marr, I agree. From what I understand, there is no vaccine for SARS, HIV, N1, H1N1. If that's the case, how can they come up with a vaccine for the minimum amount of time for coronavirus? Again, Jill, I don't know. Jill, I'm telling you, this virus is a killer, and we've got to figure this thing out. Steve Smith, would all-inclusive cruises help the cruise industry? Door-to-door air flights to port, then after cruise to airport home would be commercial rather than charter. Steve, it sounds like a great idea. It does. But there's a catch. The catch is if the ship is leaving from Los Angeles to go down to Mexico for a week and come back, you have to have airports around the U.S. and Canada that can gather up the necessary number of passengers to fill the plane up to get to L.A. at the same time. The day before the cruise would be my guess, not the day of. House everyone in a hotel, get them on charter buses to the ship. Then after the cruise is over, charter buses either back to the airport directly or to a hotel for the night, and then the next day back home, right? But they only go back to the airports that they came from. From the airports that they came from, I don't know how far these people have to go. There's the issue, right? If you've got a 1 week all-inclusive holiday booked in Cancun, Mexico, there are 100 different all-inclusive resorts down there going now? I don't know, 200? I don't even know the number. How many tens of thousands of rooms are in Cancun, right? Hundreds of thousands, right? My travel agent in Calgary can sell me, or a travel agent here in Creston could sell me a 1 week getaway with a charter flight from Calgary, Alberta. So I would drive there and, naturally fly from there. And they'll tell me that the you leave on the 13th of February and you come back on the 20th of February. The flight is a charter flight, nonstop to Cancun from Calgary, 5.5 hours. Transfers included from the airport to your resort. The resort will be waiting for you. And that day, the resort is expecting 230 passengers from Calgary on flight whatever on the charter airline. Now, they might have 4 flights coming in that day, 200 each flight, maybe 800 people, something like that. But the resort that I'm going to has 5,000 rooms, can handle 10,000 people or whatever the size of these things are. So they're not doing a full change out that day. They're doing a partial change out because in the morning before I got there, they kicked out 800 people. They got on their 4 flights and flew home. Flew back to where they came from. And then the next 800 came in, right? So they were doing today a change out. Tomorrow, there's another 600 or 800. The day after, another 600 or 800. With a cruise, one ship once a week in LA. If that ship holds 3,000 passengers, you got to have 3,000 passengers coming in for that day and out first, in second, right? To do a charter deal like that, to do charter airlines for 3,000 passengers for one ship alone is logistically massive. That's a big deal. You're not going to get 1,000 people from Calgary on the 13th of February to take a cruise to Mexico. There might only be 50 people from Calgary going on that ship at all, or maybe 30. We don't know. And some of them arrived in LA 3 days before the cruise because they wanted to go to Disneyland or Universal Studios. Others flew in that morning. You have no idea what's going on now, today, these days, at least in the last years. But going forward on a charter, think about Miami. You got 8 ships coming in. Average per ship, 3,000 passengers, 24,000 getting off and have to go to the airport and fly out. And 24,000 that got to come in and get on the ship to take off. Logistically impossible for charter airlines to do that. I don't see how that can work. I think it's a miracle that it happens now, or it had been happening up until the virus, that both Port Canaveral and Miami, within 30 miles of each other, would handle 8 ships a day in and out in one day. Unfathomable. Incredible. I mean, it required every airline. It required all kinds of cars. Soon there'll be train service, the Bright Line. Unbelievable. Yeah, Steve, it's amazing to me. Ralph wants to know, will the Lido decks be the same on cruises? I don't know, Ralph. I think there's going to be a lot of, I'm going to say this. I think there's going to be distancing on cruise ships no matter what going forward. I don't know if cruise ships will ever again sail at 108% capacity. They might only be limited to 70%. It might be a CDC rule. The CDC might insist that no cruise ship can leave with more than 70% capacity. That's it. That's now considered full. So forget inside rooms. Practically forget ocean views. Only balcony rooms can be used now. That might be it. I don't know though. I can't say. We'll have to see how this is gonna work out. What else have we got here? Yes, Ekatak Mako. Travel seems like Russian roulette now, regardless of government rules. Yeah, it could be. Fitzroy Phillips. Fitzroy Phillip. I just missed that comment. Sorry. Sorry, folks. I jumped over here. Where am I? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Like I said, I have a twitchy mouse here. And if I miss a message, I miss them all, and then I lose my place. And I've lost my place. Gosh darn it. I'm sorry, Fitzroy. I know you had a comment. And now I can't find you. Darn it. I hate it when that happens. It's not like it's a race, but I mean, I don't want to bore you folks having to wait around for me to get my act together. Here we go. Fitzroy, thank you for waiting. Bruce, I'm happy that I'm happy to know that the government of Grenada will accept the nationals who are working with Royal Caribbean and will be home soon. Very good. I know there are a lot of island nations and South American nations and Asian nations waiting for their nationals to come home, welcoming them with open arms. Now, will they be in a quarantine? Yes or no? But at least it's home. At least it's home, and I agree with that. All right. Emily Archer, here in New York, our deaths are lowering. Bad, good news. Our governor is going to open upstate on the 1st of May, 15th, eventually work his way down to my area, Westchester County. Fingers crossed. Emily, I'm hoping for the best for you guys. I just don't know. I worry about this. I just don't know if it's been defeated. I really don't know. Gus, if we do a credit for another cruise and that gets canceled, will they give the full refund of the original cruise or the new one? And what if the new one costs less? Okay, let's say you sent them $1,000, okay? Got canceled. They gave you a $1,250 credit or $1,000. You took the credit, you went on you booked another cruise. You spent $1,250 on the other cruise, just to make it simple. It gets canceled, okay? They're going to offer you $1,000 back because they remember how much you sent them, or a $1,250 future cruise credit. They're not going to add more to it, I doubt, okay? If the cruise you booked was only $1,000 and you had a $1,250 credit, you would have $250 onboard spending money. But if that gets canceled, they'll offer you a $1,000 credit or a $1,250 credit to something else. So you book another cruise and it's $1,500. So you send them another $250 because you get $1,250. You send them $250. Now you've sent them $1,250 in total, but they're giving you a $1,500 cruise, and that gets canceled. They'll offer you a $1,250 cash refund or a future cruise credit worth maybe $1,600, $1,700. Again, as compensation. That's my guess. It could get quite dicey, quite crazy. Matt, I can only throw so many single-person Lido deck parties in my living room. I'm tired of dancing the Cupid Shuffle every day, waiting for the cruises to resume. I hear you there. I hear you there. Oh my gosh. Matty Ryan, cheers, Bruce. How do you think the crew staff will enforce potentially new passenger rules, such as hand washing and social distancing, both first time and repeat offenders? Matty, I don't know. They might read them the riot act when they get on the ship. They might read them the riot act before they get on the walkway. I don't know. I don't know. Evan's family vlog. I will buy one. Let's kick this bug. Whatever you're buying, I'm a happy guy. Hopefully it's one of those. That'd be great. Let's see here. Who else is here? Titanium sand wedge. I think it'll be 2021. Right on. 0 for 2020, but 2021. John Morgan, greetings from St. Lucia, Caribbean. Great, John, welcome from beautiful St. Lucia. Welcome, my friend. Nice to have you here. Diane, I bet everyone's going to ask for the drink package when we can sail again. We'll see you at the bar, guys. Yes, the bar. I think the bar business will do great on cruise ships once they get going again. Flaps Down Aviation. John Morgan, I was there late March and got out just before they closed the airport. It was my 15th time on the island. Right on. Bruce Banner, I find it hard to believe that you suggested measures will be implemented as mandatory in order for cruise operations to resume. Oh, okay. Yvette, laughing out loud. Welcome, Yvette. Thank you. Bruce Banner, until it becomes mandatory, is other walks of life. No governing body can tell private institutions to operate in such a way. In fact, it might be the other way around. Okay, whatever you think. Corey, greetings from Barbados. Love your channel. Tell Jamar I love him. Oh, okay. Jamar, Corey loves you. Fantastic. Diane Brown, thumbs ups and cheers. And I love it. Thank you, Diane. Diane Brown, sorry, JRS. Autocorrect. Cheers to future cruising. Right on. John Dittmer, you're welcome. Thank you, John. Ferrari, a hi Bruce from Tokyo, Japan. They're supposed to have 6 ships leaving Yokohama port today. So sad that they're all canceled. Yeah, no cruising, my friend, from Yokohama. No Olympics this year. Oh my gosh. What a downer for Tokyo. John, Flaps Down Aviation, thanks. That's great. Hope you enjoyed the island and did the attractions. JRS, Diane, that's okay, Bruce. Thanks. I'm a dude. Thanks, JRS. Thanks, man. Monroe, airlines pay taxes and bribes. I mean, lobby Congress. That's why CDC gives them a pass. There you go. Andrew, airlines will return to service quicker than cruise lines, and it'll be years, maybe a decade, before airlines return to the 2019 passenger levels and profits. If true, cruise lines will take a long time. I think you're right. Peter Heckema, Bruce, I have had experience of seeing someone taken off by helicopter. They lowered a stretcher to the pool deck and took the ill person and his wife off the ship. It was awesome to see. Yes, sir. That is true. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Jamie Birchfield, I work in aerospace. It is getting pretty scary. There you go. There's some words of wisdom there. Flaps Down Aviation, John Morgan. I help out at the resort during my vacation. I have been going there for a long time, so all the staff, they know me. Right on. Emily, do you think all passengers will have to have doctor's note? No, I don't think so. Hospice medic traveling with Bruce. Blame Asia for this illness and that new wasp. All this junk being shipped on cargo ships. Right on. John Morgan, Flaps Down Aviation. That's good, man. Which hotel was that? J Dams. Bruce, major cruise lines are not U.S. companies and use the flag of convenience business model. We know that. Airlines in the U.S. don't and are subject to all U.S. laws, regulations, and U.S. tax. That is correct. And then there are foreign airlines and all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. I hear you. Charles M. Bruce, I have a cruise in October, LA to Hawaii. Return back to LA, but stops in Mexico. What do you think about the cruise going off? I don't like your chances. I doubt it'll happen. Chuck Spencer says it's $50. JRS, $50 US. Diane needs some good news. Bruce, laughing out loud. Flaps Down Aviation. John Morgan, Coconut Bay Beach Resort and Spa in View Fort. Interesting. Debbie Emanuel's here. I need a second cell phone amplifier. Need one for my house since have the first one on the desk in my office. I love it. Oh, fantastic, Debbie. I'm glad you love it. I knew you would find a good use for it when you got yours. Marty Finver, I'm back home after 315 days from April 19 to April 20 on cruises. Welcome back, Marty. Way to go, buddy. Lakendra, if cruising does continue, especially on Carnival, how do you think eating the Lido will go? Servers or buffets with masks? Yeah, there's likely to be changes there. It might be that they have staff behind the food, you in front of the food. You just push your tray along the tray thing, and then they will spoon food onto you as you point. You tell them, can I have some of those mashed potatoes? About half that. Yeah. Can I have some gravy? Can you give me some more gravy? They'll take care of it. They'll take care of you. That could be the way. We'll see. JRS says it really works, gets me up in the morning. That's the cell phone amplifier. Jay, that's why we get bailout money. Also, that's why they get bailout money, the airlines. Also, airlines are considered essential because they carry cargo and keep the critical infrastructure of the economy. Fuso, Jay, not arguing with you. I totally agree with you. All nations have essentially their own national airlines, more or less, and they look after them. I just find it funny when airlines from United Arab Emirates fly into the United States from Dubai with brand new airplanes that they buy from Boeing or Airbus, and they land in Atlanta or New York or Los Angeles or San Francisco, and they take Americans and Mideast people and from around the world and back to Dubai and back, and the American Airlines complain about how these airlines are unfairly looked after by their governments. They're given artificial financing, and it's not fair to the private American airline business that just received billions of dollars in free money from the American taxpayer to survive a pandemic. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, all airlines are exactly the same in a national priority kind of way, essential business kind of way, except when it comes to competing with American airlines in America. Yeah, because for whatever reason, Americans would rather fly on an Emirates A380 aircraft from Atlanta to Dubai or Los Angeles to Dubai than fly on United on a 787. For some reason, they just like the service better. And these airlines, these American airlines, are saying to the Congress, "You got to stop these guys. They're killing us. They're just killing. They got brand new planes, way better service, way better food, way better entertainment, way better business class. They're killing us. They're obviously cheating." Yeah. Oh, I love airlines. I just love it. John Morgan. Oh, that's south of the island near the airport. Lovely place. I'm in the north. Let's see. Chris Marr saying traveling the mask would totally stink. I hear you there. Jay, I love cruising and cruise lines, but they unfortunately are not essential to the infrastructure of the world. That's true. They're a luxury. I agree. Luxury Americans love. Herman, Bruce, what's your cruise count? What is my cruise count? Oh, I don't know. 8 cruises. Not enough. I should be on more right now, but I can't. Bruce, there's no donate button. Go to my homepage. If you go to my about page, so it should be on your phone or on a laptop for sure. Click on the about page. You'll find the PayPal donate button. But if there's the homepage, I would think I would have a homepage on my phone too. But yeah, you got to find that PayPal donate button. That's how you do it. Just look up PayPal. You can always send me a private email. Again, that's down below here. Oh, by the way, down below, you'll find the link to PayPal down below in the description under any of my videos. Maybe not this one, but if you can go to use a device where you can see my description down below the video, you'll find a link to my PayPal donate button there, and you can send it there. There's a way. Jack, do you think Panama Cruises November 2020 happening? I'm doubtful, Jack. I'm doubtful. But wait for them to cancel on you. Flaps on Aviation. Oh, that's south near the airport. Love that. Okay, never mind. Big fire together forever. Funny how no one blaming the elephant in the room. No one's blaming China. Well, like I say, the virus is the virus now. It's out. Okay, it's everywhere. The only one, I say it this way: if you catch the virus and you didn't stay at home, I'm not blaming China. You should have stayed at home. But hey, there are people out there who want to go to the beach. There are people out there who want to go to their shopping mall. There are people out there who want to go out and visit friends. There are people out there who want to have a beer with their best pal in their neighborhood. And if you catch the virus, sorry. I'm sorry you caught the virus. But I'm not blaming China. Now I'm not. I'm blaming you because you didn't have to do that. But hey, it's okay. America is a free country. So is Canada in a way. So are other countries in their own way. And if the governor and the government lets you go out, but you catch it, too bad. There you go. Jay, I'm currently on notice for furlough with an airline, laughing out loud. Dee Dee, sorry to hear that. Hey, Bruce, when do you think you yourself will cruise again? When they let me, I'd love to be on my group cruise this December. I really would, but I don't know. Don't know if it's going to happen. Flaps down. Joe Morgan, it is. The island is amazing all around. I've been to Castius and Rodney Bay as well. Castrius. Janie T. Hi, Bruce. I was on the cruise ship in 71 and there was a smallpox scare and everyone was given a vaccination on board. I recall it well. I was 9 years old. There you go. Those are the good old days. John, flaps down. Okay, great. Hope to see you sometime. JRS, Bruce, you got 223 thumbs ups. Thank you, folks. All of you out there who are giving me thumbs ups today, I really do appreciate it. If I could get to 250 before I go off the air, that would really be fabulous. Thank you, everybody. Betty, in China, the people of that country call the coronavirus virus the CCP virus. The correct term, the China Communist Party virus. Interesting how the virus country virus knows what to call it. There you go. Kathy says, help, I want his PayPal. Kathy, find the description down below of any of my videos in the last 3 months that I've ever done. Just go down below to the description, show like where it says show more. You'll see the whole description pop up. You'll see my link to PayPal there. Otherwise, use a laptop or a tabletop desktop computer. Go to my channel on the top corner up here or up here. There'll be a round donate button. That's the PayPal donate button. That's how you find it. Otherwise, go to paypal.com, enter my name, Bruce Frommert, Frommert. Tell them you want to send money to Bruce Frommert, and that should work. Or go through your PayPal connection, your PayPal link, enter Bruce Frommert, and then you should be able to find me there. I hope hope that'll work. If it's not paypal.com, it might be paypal.me or something. I'm not sure. Give it a shot. Kenny, hey Bruce, your show rocks. Really enjoy your perspective. Keep it up, bro. Kenny, you got to tell those two other people, Martin and that gal who knew everything. You got to tell them what's going on. They don't like me. Kathy, I had a hard time finding it. I think it's a join button. No, join button is where you join my channel as a sponsor member. But if you want to get one of these smartphone amplifiers, you got to get to my donate button or my PayPal connection, PayPal button. And that's in my About Me, About section, homepage, or in the top corner somewhere up there. Okay. I sure hope you folks find it. I'll get these. I'll get notifications from PayPal that you've done. Don't forget to give me your name and address. The big D zone, and we only get one bailout, and it was slow and then gone. It's not enough. 1,200 goes fast. They don't want you to save. They want you to spend. The big D zone, in Canada, the government of Canada is sending $2,000 a month for 4 months, and it was a no-brainer. It was decreed by the Prime Minister, passed by Parliament within 3 days, signed into law within a week, and people started getting electronic deposits within 10 days. 4 months. 2,000 a month in Canada, automatic. That's the first go around. It's amazing the difference between countries, isn't it? Isn't it just incredible how that works? Unbelievable. Anyway, Jay, no arguments, Bruce. I love you. Thank you, buddy. The big D, yeah, but it's boring and I like being in prison. Matthew, no one blamed America for the swine flu that originated in Oklahoma. Seems the blame game is rooted in racism and not science. Matthew, you might have something there. You just might. I don't know, but you might. Deshwan is giving me thumbs ups, and I thank you, sir. The big D zone don't like lockdowns. Emily, FYI, us New Yorkers have been staying home, and I'm glad for it. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of you guys in New York. FX45, thumbs ups for you, Bruce. Thank you, buddy. Raymond, so your cruise is canceled, and hasn't been canceled yet, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I'm hoping for the best, though. We're waiting it out. Betty Russo, 80% cruise passengers are considered seniors. New restrictions will cause loss to the cruise lines and a big loss in dollars. Corey J., I heard the news today that NCL was hoping to start cruises in July 1 and Carnival in August from Florida and Texas. Your thoughts? Not going to do it. They're not doing it. Not going to happen. JRS says, Bruce, you got 250 thumbs ups. Is that true? Have I really got 250 thumbs ups? That Debbie Manuel says, you got it, Bruce. You got 250 thumbs ups. Guys, you are absolutely wonderful to me. I do appreciate it very, very much. It really helps the analytics of this channel get promoted by YouTube. YouTube sees 250 thumbs ups for a live show. YouTube starts promoting the channel to new people who've never found me before. And I am still unknown in most of the YouTube world. They do not know who the heck I am. There might be 53,800 subscribers of this channel. I am puny. I am tiny, really tiny. Thank you all. I have been in captivity since the Ides of March. Joe, good evening, Bruce. Just watched your early video. Left you a comment. Was it a good one or a bad one? I've been getting both. Win. Bruce, I need my cruise. My crow's nest only has one window and TV, and the only time I see water is when it rains. Yeah, I hear you there, man. Oh, it's so sad. Herman, Bruce, you got 250 thumbs up. Cynthia's going, woohoo. Matthew, way to go, buddy. Arc Adventures, and hey, Bruce from Andy and Andrea. Hi, you guys. Welcome to the show. Andrew Everts, rules for quarantine, stay home and watch TWB. No, that's good advice. Joe, it was good. I support TWB. Thank you, Joe, so much. I appreciate it. Facebook user Australia, New Zealand, talking about forming a bubble. In theory, cruises around cruises and to and from New Zealand will be feasible for Australians and New Zealanders. The New Zealand PM today just said the timing wasn't right yet. Here's the other problem. If a cruise ship can handle 3,000 passengers and only New Zealanders and Aussies can be on the ship, you got to guarantee that that ship's going to be filled up or the cruise line's going to lose money. Australia has 22 million. New Zealand has 5 million. So that's 27 million people keeping cruise ship full all the time. I wish you the best. I just don't know if it'll happen, but who knows? Ben Moore, thumbs up. And here's the other problem. Herman, 254. Thank you so much. 254 thumbs ups. If 3,000 passengers get on the ship, but 200 of those passengers in the last 2 months have been on an airplane outside of Australia or New Zealand and have come back home, have they been exposed to the virus and don't know it? And now they're infecting the 3,000 on the ship and they don't know they are? Some bubble, I don't know. Jay, true, there seems to be a double standard for the 3 American airlines versus the 3 Middle East regarding bailouts, government funding. Or most of the money the airlines are getting now are loans. Jay, you're right. You're out those some grants, but you're right. And believe me, the UAE will back up Emirates. They'll back up their other airlines. I mean, all nations back their airlines one way or another. One of the ways they do it is they use federal services for cargo, and they'll use their national airlines only for diplomatic pouches, certain number of seats guaranteed on the plane for diplomatic staff, government staff. They won't fly outside airlines. They'll fly their own nations. I mean, there's ways, but yeah, it's a secret that isn't much of a secret anymore. But anyway, I find it laughable sometimes. Rachel, had my honeymoon canceled in March. Wondering when my husband and I will be able to go. Any ideas? Rachel, I really, it's not fair. I mean, the two of you have been waiting all this time to get it on. The frustration must be mounting to an unbearable level. I mean, talk about being cooped up and not being able to do it because you have to wait till the honeymoon. I mean, or not. Have you been finding ways to pass the time already to get through the lockdown? I say way to go. But yes, going on your honeymoon, when will you have one? I just don't know. I'll just say this, 30 years from now, when you got the grandkids on your lap and you talk about this story, your children will go, ew, don't talk about that stuff. And the grandkids will go, what the hell's a honeymoon? So, better days? I don't know. Jay, only the payroll is on the form of grants to keep from having to furlough workers. Right answer. Gene, I put your videos on autoplay and fall asleep. Great diversion to the madness. Thank you. Thank you. 24/7, my channel is on in Gene's house. That's pretty awesome. I'm getting views from Gene's place. That's beautiful. JRS, 258 thumbs ups now, Bruce. Do you think we can get 300 before I get off the air? Do you think we can actually do that? Arc Adventure. So Cinco de Mayo, we're all set for Taco Tuesday and homemade margaritas. Woo! Way to go, you guys. JRS, they own Emirates Airlines from from spare pocket change. Yeah, that's true. A big outfit. A PP 73913. Do you think they should wait until they get confirmed startup dates instead of continuing to take bookings? Well, they're gonna take bookings as much as they can now because they got the money in the bank, right? Like Holland America, give us $500 for a gift card, we'll give you a $600 credit. Give us 1,000 right now, we'll give you a $1,200 credit. So if you're thinking of a Holland America cruise, why not? Someone just sent me some money. Yep. Money has just been sent for for one of these right here. Someone just bought one. Thank you, whoever you are. I just saw the quick alert on the corner of my computer screen. It didn't say who it was. Isn't that awesome? Thank you for your donation to my channel and to Marshall, because he'll get money for this. And make sure you send me your address and we'll get you one for darn sure. That's fantastic. Don't forget this one here, Etihad as well. That's right. Bruce, you cracking us up. Vladimir, there's no chance to be canceling all cruises till 2022. Bruce, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You're totally wrong. Vladimir, we'll see what happens. Herman, what time is it? What time is the midnight? Yeah, what time is the midnight buffet tonight? Wesley, no chance we don't cruise until 2021. Dell, unless we have a vaccine, a slow spread of the virus is one of the ways to beat this. To save the medical system from collapse and have herd immunity, aka Sweden. Well, we'll see if that works out. Philip, I have a cruise on the Carnival Breeze September 26th out of Port Canaveral. Do you think it'll be canceled? Because I booked yesterday and they said they were definitely sailing. What do you think? I personally don't think so. But the cruise line can say whatever they want because, hey, it's September, right? Philip, if they cancel the cruise, you're going to get a cruise credit offer or a refund, whatever you want. So cross your fingers, hope for the best. I just don't know, Philip. I don't think so. That's my gut feeling, but I can't guarantee no, but I'm gut feeling no. Gene Smith, swine flu originated in Mexico, not Oklahoma, not racist, fake news. Arik, sorry, Bruce, we don't fall asleep watching your videos. It's Futurama here, but we do catch all your videos and live shows. Thanks, you guys. You guys are great. Betty, talking Emirates Air, it's a great travel experience, and you get what you are paying for. And the American Airlines has become synonymous to riding a city bus. Just free enterprise at work. There you go. If the American Airlines could get away with stuffing you in like a sardine into a sardine can, treating you like crap, serving you garbage for food, charging you a nickel and diming you to death, and you were prepared to pay it and take the abuse, well, then it's your fault. Congratulations on American Airlines. On the other hand, if you're flying Emirates to Dubai and you fly their economy class in an A380 on 19-inch wide seats instead of 16 and a half or 17 inches in the United States, and you got 350 entertainment channels and you get real food and on actual dishes with cutlery, hey, up to you which way you want to go, right? I say way to go, Emirates, and I would love to fly Emirates. Vladimir, we will be back soon, guys. Right on, Vladimir. Let's hope for the best. JRS, so true, Betty. Emirates is the best. 2009 in Oklahoma, says Matthew. Gene Smith, Oklahoma, 2009. Facebook user, hi, Bruce. Just thought I'd say hi and give you an update what's happening in Adelaide, Australia. We've had no new cases of the virus for 12 days now. Only 7 active cases. All schools are back. Our major sport, the ALF, all players have been called back to their club to resume training, starting the season in a month. My son and daughter soccer club have notified them to start training. Will start within a week. Next Monday, all shops were allowed to open for training Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm hoping that maintains that. Fantastic. Thank you for the comment. I hope this is the real deal. JRS, you got 269 thumbs ups. You're only 31 away from 300. And there are 257 people watching you right now. We have a shot at 300 thumbs ups on this live show. Folks, I thank you so much. John, any idea if passengers will go through quarantine before they cruise? I do not know, my friend. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the CDC. Arc Adventures, this isn't cruise related, but being from Canada, what do you think of Rush the band? Well, they were formed in the late 60s, early 70s, something like that. Geddy Lee is a god as far as a lot of rockers are concerned. I believe is Geddy Lee the lone survivor of the group, or I think the drummer passed away last year. I can't remember if the other fellow has passed yet or not. So they're getting on. They're senior citizens now. Very popular, excellent sellers. But what we liked about them, what I think a lot of Canadian fans liked about the group, was how successful they were outside of Canada. It's great to see when like a Bryan Adams or a Celine Dion or a Shania Twain, when these artists succeed outside of our country, we are really proud, and then we really buy into them. Because in Canada, through the 70s and 60s, when I was a kid growing up, I would listen to my AM stations, every day, and eventually turn into FM radio. And I hated it then, and I hate it now, that 65% of all music on the radio in Canada must be from Canadian artists. That just upset the teeny bopper in me like to no end, and to the music file that I am. Here I am in my 20s and 30s, and I have to listen to Canadian music mandated by the government. It's shoving that down my throat. And I tell you, I listen to so much Gordon Lightfoot and so much BTO and the Guess Who and many other acts. Many acts you've never heard of, like Chilliwack perhaps, and others. We couldn't stand it. We hated it. Now, had I been a performer, a Canadian performer with a record deal in Canada, I would have had an unfair advantage over all of the other worldwide acts for airtime in Canada, because I might have been in the rotation for a while. But I hated the fact that I had to listen to musical acts that had no business being on the air simply because they were Canadian. Whenever we got U.S. radio stations, and in the evenings we did back in the 70s, because in the evenings radio station interference was lower, and we would get stations from further out. So when I was in Southern Ontario, I would be able to listen to Chicago radio stations from Southern Ontario. And I would get the Voice of Labor from Chicago, the radio station. And it would be all the Motown hits, the top 40 U.S. songs, and I loved it. And rarely did I hear a Canadian band. But then when the Midnight Special used to air, I believe on Saturday nights on ABC television with Wolfman Jack as the host, if a Canadian act was on that show, we would be proud of them. That was legit. You guys were legitimately good because you're on a U.S. broadcast. You have to be good, because if the Americans like you, you're good, because they don't have to listen to American acts. American radio stations can play whatever the heck they want, free country and all. And so if your act is from Britain versus UK versus Pittsburgh, and it's better, you get the airplay, and Pittsburgh's group doesn't. But in Canada, only 35% of our radio airtime was from outside of Canada. So we really were desperate not to get just Canadiana programming. Even to this day, we still have to suffer the same thing, even now. And I hate it. I'm 64 and I still hate it. My tax dollars have been subsidizing Canadian acts for decades, and I'm not a happy guy about that. Fitzroy, all cruises will be canceled for 2020. That's my prediction. Bruce, have a blessed week and be safe. Thank you, Fitzroy. You take care. Can we add the 7 thumbs downs? Well, yeah, a thumb's a thumb. We get the good, we get the ugly, right? Alex is alive and well. Deshaun, Hill, or Drake? Well, I'm not a rapper type fan. Look at this face. This face that's made for radio. Look how old this face is. I'm a 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s guy. After the 90s, not much to listen to for me, but that's just me. Although Tom Petty right up to the end. In any event, Joe, I'm a Rush fan. Rush formed in Toronto in 74. Neil Peart passed from brain cancer in January. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson are still doing well, but have not recorded since Neil's departure. Yeah, I figured that. Ken Pike, just listen to Don H.E. really gets down on the letter that he was sent to Carnival executive. Dawn, just listen to Dawn. Oh, you just listened to Dawn, family, Dawn's family cruising channel. He really gets down on the letter that was sent to Carnival. Oh, okay, great, okay. Thanks for letting me know what Don's doing. I watch him. It's okay. Matthew, Wolfman Jack, that's going way back. Yes, it is. JRS, 272 up, 8 down. You got 280 thumbs going. You only need 20 more. You got 300. Pretty awesome stuff. Midnight Special. Was that Mel's Rock Pile? Our other Canadian favorite. SCTV. Oh, I loved SCTV. Oh, yes. Watched them a million times on reruns. Still watch them whenever I see it here. If it's on my TV, I watched SCTV. Matthew, SCTV rocked. Yes. Loved SCTV. Gene Woodhouse. Wow, Bruce, are we the same age? 55 was a very good year. 1955, a very good year. Matthew, I'm a 59 boomer. Right on, buddy. Robert, thank you very much, Bruce. Yes, United Emirates, no doubt the very best. Have traveled several times from Dubai to Australia. Yeah, I tell you, I would love to go to Australia, and I wouldn't mind going via Dubai. Even though that's the long way for me, I wouldn't mind it. I'd go from LA. I like to get on an A380. I don't want to be in a 777. I'd rather be on an A380. And I wouldn't mind going LA to Dubai, spend 4 or 5 days there, and then Dubai to Australia and spend some time there. That would be fantastic. Sarah Stories, thanks for the live stream and all the info. I'm still holding on to hope for 2020. I hear you, Sarah. We can only hope for the best. We can only hope for the best. I just don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you. Diane, awesome show, Bruce. Gotta go. Peace out. Thank you, Diane Brown. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you who have been giving me thumbs ups today. I really appreciate it. Sylvan Forest, 1955ers, they rock. There you go. I'm a 55er. Dell, seriously, how long can you keep talking? Bruce, how long can you I'll tell you, I did a show over 3 hours when I was trying to get 1,000 subscribers. I started the morning at 920. I had to have 1,000 by the end of the afternoon. I was going live that day. I went live. I had 955 subscribers. I didn't get off the air until I had 1,010. I had people phoning people while I was on the air to tell them to watch me, to subscribe to me, because I was on a subscribe-a-thon to get 1,000 subscribers. I did it. I couldn't talk for the next day, but, I did it. JRS, until he gets 300 thumbs up. Bruce wants 300 thumbs today before he goes off the air. Please help me out. Please give me a thumbs up right now. And the sooner you get me to 300, the sooner I can pack it in. Dell, first-time listener, love your passion and hard work. Dell, I used to do this 6 days a week. I used to be live Monday to Saturday for my cruising show every day. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would have a second show. I'd go live at 6 o'clock for my cruise show. And I'd go live at 8 o'clock Tuesdays and Thursdays for trivia. So I'd be live 8 times a week. I did that for a year and a half. I stopped this past June because I needed a life. So now I only go live, scheduled live once a week, which is Monday nights right here. I do 2 shows on Monday. I go live at 7 o'clock Eastern time for my sponsor members, my members, channel members. I go live for them exclusively from 7 to 8 o'clock. We have about 25 of us who hang out every week and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And then I go live at 8 o'clock on the channel, which I'm doing now, to anyone who wants to watch. And I do that every Monday night. But this week, Thursday or Friday, depending on how I feel, I will do a second live show this week, and it'll be my trivia show. I'll do about an hour, half an hour worth of cruise talk, and then I'll do trivia after that, because I used to do trivia at part of this show. During normal times, I would do my cruise work, do a trivia show at the end. I'll do trivia this week, Thursday or Friday. Just keep an eye open. Hit that bell notification icon. It should be down here or down here somewhere. The little thing looks like a bell. If you're a subscriber, hit that too. Tell them you want alerts from YouTube that every time I upload a live show or a video, you'll get an alert from YouTube, like an email, and you know I'm up to something. That way you won't miss my surprise show. Arc Adventures, Walk Away. We love it. Walk Away. JRS 280 plus 8. Pamela, take me to me to 50 rocker. Right on. Sylvan, daily shows, the good old days. That's true. Gene, time for teen honey, sore throat, night all. Big Al, Bruce, what do you think about those USA river cruises? Mississippi, thanks from Alain in Montreal. Alain, the Viking river cruise people are building a ship called the Mississippi for Viking cruises up and down the Mississippi River. I'm really looking forward to that. I would really like to work a deal with Viking. If anyone at Viking is watching, I would really like to work a deal with Viking Cruises to sort of be an ambassador for these guys. I would be happy to do reviews of their ocean cruises, their European river cruises, and the Mississippi River cruises. Now, China River cruises, not so crazy about, but the Mississippi River IBs and their new Explorer ship that they're building. I'd like to talk about that too. I'd be open to talking. Hey, give me a shout. Stephanie, how much space is left on your December 2020 cruise? I'm not sure. We had reserved a set number of cabins originally, and that was good for 3 or 4 months, and then they go back into the pool. Whatever you don't book, go back into the pool. But we had like 22 or something booked already, and now I'm told if you want to go on that cruise, you just call Amber and Travel. Details are down below in the description of these videos. There's a special 904 number you can call them. You'll talk right to one of the 3 gals, and they will tell you what cruise, what rooms are available, how much they are, and then you can add in. I'm sure you can still get a room on the cruise. I'm pretty sure, because I haven't heard that it's been a sellout. So, but I can't guarantee you what rooms are available and how much they are. I don't know that. That's Amber and Travel's job. Nick B, Bruce, thumbs ups for you, buddy. Thanks, Nick. Jay, thank you, Bruce. Awesome show. Hope we get back to cruising sooner rather than later. Hopefully, I will have a job at the time to pay for it. Laugh out loud. Thanks, buddy, for being here. I really appreciate your comments today. Welcome back. Welcome, and come back anytime. Matthew, the sarcasm with the know-it-all was classic. It was a highlight of the show. Information is always appreciated. You caught that, did you? JRS, 285 plus 8. You're almost there, Bruce. You almost have 300 thumbs tonight. Sylvan, river cruising, land lubber stuff, perish the thought. Jay, thank you, healthcare workers, and I wish everyone the best and brightest future in this post-flu world. Right on. Clifford Sayers, ahoy, Bruce. Clifford, how you doing, buddy? Arc Adventures, a good night, Bruce. Signing off. Long commute to work. Got to get to the living room. Right on, buddy. Please give me thumbs ups out there, folks. JRS says we need 7 more for Bruce. 7 more for Bruce. And then you can go home. Thanks, Bruce. Signing off now. Susan R., you take care. We still have 218 people following me on this live show. I remember in the early days when I used to go live 6 days a week, when I first started off, within like a month or 2 of doing it, I would have 35 people joining me at the height of the show. And then I remember when I first hit 50 people were on the show at the same time. I remember that first time I did that. Then I remember we hit 70. I remember once we hit 80. And then the big one, we once hit 100 people on the channel at the same time. The century mark, 100. I was getting 100 minutes of watch time every minute I was on the show. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. 100 minutes a minute. And here we have 216 right now. That's 216 minutes of watch time every minute we're on. Most of the show we were at 330 to 340. It's incredible. Thank you, everybody, for being here and following me. I appreciate it. Stephanie, good night, Bruce. You take care. Thank you, Stephanie. JRS, Bruce, 290 thumbs ups. You got 8 thumbs downs. So you got 298 total thumbs going right now. You need 2 for 300. But if you get 10 ups, you'll have 300 ups. Now, guys, you got to love that. Thank you so much. If you can throw me a thumbs up out there, they're free. You don't have to pay anything to give them to me. I would be great. Carol, good night. Love the show. Not got to find my 9th cruise. Right on, Carol. Shiri, hi, Bruce. Just joined. Oh, I'm late. Welcome, Shiri. You can watch the rerun. Roy, good day, Bruce. Roy from Sydney, Australia. Great show. Best in the game. Thank you, Roy, so much. I appreciate that. I have so many folks from down under who follow me and watch me. I really appreciate it. To all my viewers in Australia and New Zealand and Asia, Japan, I wish all of you the best wishes and kindest regards from this YouTuber in little old Creston, British Columbia, just north of the U.S. border. Cheers to all of you. And I gotta take another can of caffeine free. Got to open it up, top up my mug here a little bit, and let's do a toast to everyone else. Thank you. Look at that, fresh caffeine free, just bubbling away. To all of you in the United States of America, beautiful country, beautiful people in the USA, Canada, all across this incredible country of Canada, the United Kingdom, all of Europe, all of you in Europe, you know who you are. All of you in South America, the Caribbean, in Africa. Thank you all. The Middle East. I know folks watch me in the Middle East as well. Thank you all for following me. I really appreciate it. To all of you, the very best. Thank you. With fresh bubbles and everything. JRS 295. Keith F. Keith is saying, Bruce, who said who said to drink Lysol? That's right. Who said that? Tyler, there is 3 days grace. Okay. Sylvan, great show, Bruce. Thanks. Good night. Thank you, buddy. Chris from Jersey is back. Thanks, buddy. How you doing? Matthew Hoffman. Why would anyone watch and give a thumbs down? Oh, you get them. You get them all the time. Debbie Emmanuel, fantastic. Over 300. Bruce, you got 300 now. This is awesome stuff. Chris, cheers to you. Thank you, sir. Gregory Allen, good morning to you. Welcome. Thank you, Gregory. Pamela, good night. From Pamela. Thank you, Pamela. John Griffiths, thanks from Brisbane, Australia. Cheers to you, Bruce. JRS, Bruce 301. Ferrari 100 all the way, buddy. Matthew Keith F., the President of the United States, said let's trying injecting disinfectants. Dale, good day, Bruce from Brisbane. Thank you, Dale. Clifford says, thumbs ups for you. JRS for you. Ferrari's giving me 500 on his thing there. I need him on the screen, though. Cynthia, you're welcome. Cheers. Thank you, Cynthia. JRS, 301 thumbs ups. Facebook user, I'm giving you thumbs up. She's saying, congratulations on 300. Matthew saying, we did it. We got 300. This is absolutely wonderful, you guys. You're just the best. Emily, great show as always. Bruce, looking forward to your trivia show, too. We'll do that this Thursday or Friday. Keep your eyes open. You never know what day I'm going to do it. Hit the bell notification icon so you know. Rage M, surely, if they're opening casinos now, cruise ships won't be far behind, ? We'll find out. Watch for Vegas, Las Vegas. Watch for Disneyland, Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld. If those open up, we're that much closer, but I don't know. Jay Downs, congrats. Thanks, Jay. We did it. We got 300 thumbs ups, and there are 216 watching now. There's actually 4 more people watching. Because I got a whole new crowd watching me now. I got people coming and going, is he on? No, I forgot he's on. They're going to watch me. They'll watch the last minute of my show. All right, I'm done. I think I have to say goodbye. 7:31. It's 10:31 Eastern, which means I've been on 2.5 hours for this show, an hour for the pre-show, the pre-game show. I've been on 3.5 hours yapping away. I think I need a break. I want to thank all of you for joining me today and all of your support. Whoever you are that picked up a cell phone amplifier, I want to thank you. Let's see if I can find out who it is. Let me just see. I'll see if this works. Give this a shot. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. I think we got something here. Absolutely wonderful. Let's see if I can make this work here. Here we go. My activity. Kathy, thank you for sending me a donation to my channel so that I can send you a cell phone amplifier. This is absolutely wonderful. Did you include your name and address? You did. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Fantastic. I will send you that amplifier. It'll go out probably in tomorrow's mail. That's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for making a donation to my channel. If any of you would like one of these cell phone amplifiers, which are perfect for the cell phone, for your smartphone right there, you play your music or you watch me live or listen to my voice. That amplifies it across the room. No batteries, no assembly required. You don't have to plug it in, nothing. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Just send a $50 US donation to my donate button on PayPal, and I will mail one to you. That includes shipping and handling. Who else is saying hello to me? JRS, am I saying my goodbyes now? This Thumbelina is off to bed. Good night, Bruce, and good night. Thank you, JRS, for all your help tonight. Dell is, as my other favorite YouTuber says, bye-bye, 3, 2, 1, click. Tyler, is CCL going to go down? I don't think so. JRS, Kathy. Right on, Kathy. Debbie, great show as usual, Bruce. Channel growing still every day. We'll see you later live sometime this week, as well as your updates, Doodles. Thank you so much. Susan R., you are wonderful. Absolutely Just incredible. Susan R. Sending me a donation, $5 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Matthew, continue good health and safe travels. Thank you, my friend. Emily, good night, Bruce. Stay safe and stay healthy. JRS, 306 thumbs up. They just keep coming. Tyler, will Carnival stock go back down? It'll fluctuate a bit, but it's cheap. I mean, if you're a long termer, buy it, put it away. Thanks, Bruce. Thank you, Tyler, for being here, and everybody else for being here today. I really do appreciate it. All of you, thank you very much for all of your donations to my channel today. A number of you made donations to my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation for this. This is absolutely wonderful. I appreciate that very much. Have a wonderful evening. Have a good week. Keep an eye on my channel. You never know when I'm going to make another video. They come up at any time. And keep an eye for my live show Thursday or Friday of this week with trivia added to it. Kenny, do you think a baby boom is coming early next year with all the isolation at home? I don't know. If I had honeymooners here. I've had honeymooners, stranded honeymooners, who are watching tonight. I don't know what's going on. We'll 8-9 months from now, let's see what's going on here. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, Tyler, God bless. Thank you, Tyler. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm out of here. I got to go. Trish, I am paid in full for a Royal Caribbean cruise in 175 days. What do you think? Will it be a go? That's about 6 months from now. I'm thinking no, but maybe. But I'm thinking no. Roy, muster drill in the cabin in the future. I don't know about that. I think they're going to want you at the station. I think that would make sense. But yeah, that means crowding, right? With masks on, I bet you. I don't know, Ray. We'll see. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gone. Thank you, everybody. 10:35 in the evening. Still 191 of you here. Thank you for being here. Have a pleasant evening. See you next Monday, and or in the meantime, definitely Thursday or Friday. And we'll talk to you soon, okay? Stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy. It's Bruce saying goodbye from Creston, British Columbia. Talk to you later.